Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? All right. Welcome to our match day fan zone. I'm going to be joined by Mr. Sam Mulliner. Sam, how are you?
I'm fine, but it's also afternoon, not evening, like you said.
I keep getting the habit of saying evening. Maybe even people might be watching it in the evening.
You never know.
They could be watching the rerun. And I'm also joined by Adam as well. Adam, how are you? Good afternoon, Adam. How are you?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, gents. Good afternoon.
Right. So we are back live on the main channel. We've been doing a few testing, Adam and Carl, over on NFT Extra for a good few weeks now. And now's the time to bring the watch along across to the main channel. So for the first about 45, 50 minutes, we're going to take a look at both lineups, talk about each other's strengths, weaknesses. We've also got a little clip from Matt when he was on the news the other night, and also a little bit on the COVID situation at the club as well. But yeah, we're going to talk first about, of course, Newcastle United. The team news has literally just come out. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But there was a clip all about the COVID situation a little bit earlier on in the week. Have a look at this.
The Newcastle United first team squad have been absent from the training ground behind me for the past 12 days. That after, as the club described it, a significant increase in the number of positive COVID-19 test results within the first team bubble here at the football club. Now, the training ground was closed on the advice of Public Health England this time last week, and of course their match against Aston Villa last Friday was postponed due to the fact that this place was closed and the first team that had tested negative were unable to train as a group in preparation for that game. Now, by my reckoning, those that tested positive at the start of the outbreak will be allowed to come back here to the training ground and prepare for this weekend's match against West Brom. But those who tested positive towards the end of the outbreak will still be serving that 10-day period of isolation set by the Premier League. No news from Newcastle United yet as to whether they'll appeal for this weekend's match to be postponed like they did for the Aston Villa one last week. But the fact that the training ground is back open for the players that are able to prepare for the game on Saturday would suggest the likelihood is this home match against West Bromwich Albion at St James's Park is likely to go ahead, whether Newcastle have a full complement of players to pick from or not.
We start this out with a breaking story from the Premier League. Newcastle United's match against West Brom is set to go ahead this weekend, following an outbreak of COVID-19 within the first team squad last week. For the first time in 13 days, the playing squad trained together today as a group. Yesterday, on their first day back following multiple positive COVID-19 cases, those who had returned negative results trained in small groups. They arrived at different times for their small sessions. And it was on the grounds that the team were unable to prepare as a group that they managed to successfully appeal to have last Friday's match against Aston Villa postponed. At this stage, there's been no appeal from Newcastle to have Saturday's match follow suit. Now, Sky Sports News understands a handful of players remain isolating at home following positive tests over the past week, but Newcastle will have enough players to put a team out at St James's Park on Saturday. Premier League rules state that any player or staff member must isolate for 10 days after returning a positive test. Some of the squad returned positive test results less than 10 days ago at the beginning of last week. Neither Newcastle, West Brom or the Premier League have formally confirmed that this match will go ahead, but it is expected to do so. So Newcastle against West Brom in the Premier League set to go ahead.
And it is going ahead, everybody. So we seen that from a couple of days ago, Sky reporting that it was in, well, not doubt, but the one show that the match is going ahead. Of course, it's gone ahead. We've obviously talked about the COVID situation in a second, but since we're talking about, obviously, Newcastle, the lineup is out, everybody. The first thing that, obviously, we were doing, lads, in the WhatsApp was checking who was not available. So, Sam, you've got a good idea who's not available. Who was that?
Yeah, so the notable absentees are obviously ASM, skipper Jamal Lascelles, Federico Fernandez, Fabian Schär. There's no Manquillo. Those are I'd say, your big notable misses. Bruce did say in his presser yesterday he's hoping that everyone that were affected by COVID will be available for Leeds in midweek. So Hayden's looks like he'll be filling in at centre-back, and it's just a plain straightforward 4-4-2. I don't think we need to be playing guess the formation for a change today. So it just depends on which wing Richie and Almiron are. I'm kind of hoping Almiron's on the left and Richie's on the right, but it's probably Mark Gillespie as well as another one who's missing, but obviously he wouldn't have been playing anyway with the former Darlow. But yeah, I don't know what you two think, but it's possibly not as bad as
Persfield.
we were expecting. Obviously, it would have been nice if we had an extra centre-back available, but that team on paper should be getting past West Brom, you'd think.
Yeah, Adam, what do you make of it? It's pretty strong, isn't it, considering we thought there could be up to 11, 12 players out?
Yeah, it's a better lineup than I was expecting. I was expecting a couple of the youth players coming in, to be honest. With a couple of them not playing yesterday. So it's good. It's going to be good to see Matt Ritchie a bit further up the pitch. He's been playing, left back a lot of his games, so it'll be good to see him. Well, if that's where he's going to be playing, it's good to see Hendricks on the bench. Almiron, as Sam says, is hopefully playing in his preferred position. That starting lineup. Fernandez is missing, but you trust Hayden. Hayden, he could play anywhere on the pitch, Hayden, and you trust him.
So, to be fair as well, sorry, Adam.
No, sorry.
The bench that we were led to believe was going to be full of youngsters and whatnot. Elliot Anderson hasn't even made the bench. I mean, you look at the bench, you've still got Dwight Gale coming back, you've got Matty, you've got Andy Carroll and Jacob Murphy. That's not a terrible bench, is it?
No, yeah, because you've got the option of bringing Murphy on, having him for pace, Carroll if you want to go direct, and Dwight Gale. A lot of people forget this is his first potential game back this season. So, I don't think Gale's better than Wilson, but he's like a poor man's version. But I think Gale is the next best striker at the club, in my personal opinion. Whether he stays with us at the end of the season, who knows? But it's stronger than what we thought. I'm a lot more optimistic. Look, West Brom, obviously we'll talk about them in a second, but West Brom will be thinking COVID hits. This is a perfect chance they could try and get a result here. But looking at that lineup, I'm very, very optimistic. Even you mentioned there, Sam, the bench, it's pretty strong. You've got a couple of options off the bench, and that's not world-class bench, don't get me wrong, but it's still options, isn't it? And I think Elliot Anderson's probably a little bit unlucky to miss out because he wasn't involved in the under-23's first win in a long time last night. But obviously we got a bit of hint a little bit earlier on the week, Adam, that Callum Wilson was in training, and the lad's literally on fire, isn't he?
He is. We spoke about him loads of times on this show. He's our best player by a mile. He's invaluable. 20 million, probably the buy of the summer. He's so dangerous, in that box. If we can get, it'll be interesting today because we've got to control the game really at home. I don't think we'll be playing counter attack like we do most games. So I expect us to be getting the ball in the 18-yard box a lot more, and that's up the tactics again, Bruce, which we'll discuss at the end if we have or not. My prediction, I've gone a couple of goals for Callum Wilson today, so fingers crossed, 7 goals already, I think it is. As I said in the black and white show on Thursday night, I expect him to get close to 20 this season.
Big shout, that, man. I mean, if he gets to the surface, I mean, the lad's doing brilliantly considering. I don't know if you guys watched that Tifo video on YouTube when I shared to you the other day, and very, very defensive side. And for Callum Wilson to have 7 goals is an incredible achievement. Yes, I know, a couple of hard penalties, don't get me wrong. But the man alongside him, though, Joe Linton, I feel like if he was dropped, it would have been a little bit harsh because for me, that's one of his better games 2 weeks ago against Palace, Sam. And have we found a position for him where the Wilson runs around him?
Possibly, yeah. You're right in what you say. It was a real good performance at Palace from Joe Linton. Just probably needs to work on his finishing a little bit and his end product, but that will come in time and with minutes. There was some real good glimpses there, and Joe Linton made Callum Wilson's goal to break the deadlock. So he was a major factor in that game and was nigh on man of the match. So it's really positive. I just think if he had that slice of luck getting on the score sheet at the end, which he deserved. Just think today's a day where you should be really aiming to really have a go. And if he can get 2 goals in 2 games, that'll really give the kid confidence to going into a real busy period of the season.
I was just hissing at my cat that's trying to eat me Sabitio players. As he did. Splimmin trying to eat me Sabitio players on the floor.
That's why I don't have any pets.
Jay and Atlanta, great to have you on. Jay, if you want to come in the fan reaction show a little bit later on,
yes.
We'd love to have you on. That's at 5:15 UK time. So that'll be 12 your time because you're 5 hours behind. But yeah, be great to get you in the fan reaction show a little bit later. So that's the strikers covered, everyone. Where's Almiron playing, Adam? Is he playing on the right or is he playing on the left? Or will Ritchie and Almiron alternate, as we say quite often with ASM?
I expect them to alternate. He'll probably start on the right, on the left. Sorry, he'll probably start on the left to give Lewis some help. But yeah, as I said, it's good to see him back in that midfield. He just gives us that bit extra edge. He doesn't back out of tackles, and his set pieces and his crosses are, Callum Wilson will be rubbing his hands if he's got Matt Ritchie knocking some balls in from out wide today. So I think somebody always great at fullback. He's a bit wasted at times, going forward. So I'm excited to see Ritchie today.
It's a good shout, that though. It's a good point, Sam, that Adam's just made there, because you think about ASM, he's not a winger who's going to whip balls in, whereas Ritchie's completely opposite. He'll cross from deep if needs be.
Yeah, we saw that when he came on against Palace, didn't we? There was just one touch out of his feet, whip it in, which is what you need sometimes. He's got two men to aim for up front. Joe Linton's a big, tall lad, and he's good in the air. He's not had a lot of luck, but he's put in some good headers on goal over the last few games. He had a good one. Was it Southampton? McCarthy made a really good save, was it? I remember last season there was a cracking header against Chelsea that just clipped the top of the crossbar. So Joe Linton can do it in the air. I'd like to see Ritchie on the right. If you cast your minds back, he was predominantly on the right-hand side in the Championship season and the first season back in the Premier League. And he's more comfortable out on the right than Almiron will be, where I think Almiron and Lewis can really run at them from that left-hand side. But I think they're willing to change at some point during the game, depending on how it's going.
Brilliant. I want to say it. I want to say Ritchie whip the balls in. I think it's an option which we could use today. Looking at that midfield, though, who's holding? Are we expecting Shelvey to do more of the deep line playmaker, or both to sit, Adam?
Yeah, I'd expect Shelvey to be just sat in front of that back four, getting the ball, looking to pick his passes out wide. I think it'll be quite a direct game. I don't think we're going to see much, fluid football on the floor. I think we're going to play quite direct. And Longstaff just to kind of have that little free roll in front of him, which I think we've all been wanting to see a bit more of him pushing on, making himself a bit more of a number 10 rather than Holden. That's me personally anyway. So yeah, I don't think Shelvey will be, bombing forward. I think he'll be doing the playmaker role just in that centre circle.
Anthony, I'm all down for that because I've just got a mohawk, so I'm happy with that.
We'll all have to buy hats.
I'm more than happy for Sam and Adam to shave their heads if Joe Linton scores a hat-trick. Lads, he's up for that if Joe gets a hat-trick today?
Nope.
I'm not confident I'll agree.
That comedy won't score that, Rick. Right. Have you guys seen We Are the Geordies?
Christmas? Not yet. One without looks brilliant.
Good friend of the channel, 40, who I've messaged earlier, is star of the cover. He's on the front cover, so he'll be on a little bit later for the fan reaction show. And I think
we have to pay him for image rights now he's in a film.
No, I don't think so. They've used a couple of our clips as well, which is fantastic to see. Stadium shots and the crowd inside. So, yeah, it's a fantastic watch. I still haven't seen it yet, but I'd love to see it as well. Good shout. What about Kraft at centre-back instead of Hayden?
I think Kraft does play better on at right back in a flat back four. Maybe if this was a different game and not a team struggling at the bottom, where he would revert to 5 at the back, I think you would see Kraft in that back three. But Hayden can slot in at the back four. It should be more than enough to contain West Brom. But it does concern me because our record under Bruce against teams at the bottom is pretty dire. Cast your minds back to Norwich last season, Villa. We need to be putting these teams away. So that's something that's got to improve this season, starting today.
Well, he's got options, hasn't he? Because if he doesn't fancy Matty or Hendrick, you could always bring Hayden up to midfield, couldn't you? Yeah. Later on in the game and move Kraft across. So Shelvey, as I touched upon earlier on, is that simple stuff at Palace. I know he's got his critics, but I was saying to you, Adam, just off camera, passes the ball forward. We haven't really got many midfielders who do that.
He does, yeah. He does have his critics. I've been one of them in the past. He gets too complacent on the ball sometimes. And I think he's that type of player every now and again. He does need a couple of games out of the team. Not often, but, in a season he gets the odd injury. But I just think we're a better team with him in it. Like Callum Wilson up front, he needs someone like that on the ball. He's a captain, Bruce. Obviously, he's got some trust in him. He seems to have sorted his discipline issues out that he's had in the past. So hopefully he can just a bit more consistency from Shelvey. And I think most of the fans, he'll get most of the fans back on side.
Yeah, and hopefully Sean has another good game because he did it. Palace, he's getting a little bit of a run in the side now, so we want to see that continue. I think Jamal Lewis will get a lot of the ball. We are expecting to get a lot more possession than usual. No disrespect to West Brom. It's normally the other way around, but I expect Lewis to bomb on down that left side and possibly Almiron to tuck in if Almiron is on that left flank. So that's a weapon that we could potentially use. Kraft, I'm not so confident on. But for me, obviously, I know you say, Sam, that Lejeune is the best centre-back at the club who's away. But for me, Kieran Clark, even if Fernandes was fit and Lascelles was fit, it would be Clark and Fernandes for me today at centre-back. But has he ever done anything wrong? Granted, 1 or 2 games, not Norwich, Forest away in the cup was dreadful, but he's so good.
Let's not jinx things 40 minutes before kickoff. But Clark has been superb. Really, really solid defender that's just grown throughout his career. He was I remember early days, he used to get on the score sheet quite a lot for Villa, and then he'd make a real shocker of an error every now and again. But that seems to have been cut out of his game. Probably learnt a lot under Rafa. As Jay said in the comments earlier, we'll need a shift from him playing alongside, a very capable holding midfielder in Isaac Hayden, who's more than adept to playing centre-back. He's done it already once this season in the Cup, but it's still not his natural position. So you still look at Clark to lead that back line and keep things tight and steady at the back. Yeah,
he's the captain, a non-official captain in my eyes, at the back. What's interesting is this is a stat that these 2 goalkeepers, Johnson and Darlow, are the most tested in the Premier League. That stat might drop a bit by today, I would think, from both teams, but I'm going to put it on the neck on the line there. Adam, who's getting tested most today?
I'd like to think Johnson. But I just think it's going to be a very tight game. I don't think there's going to be many clear-cut chances. It's going to be. It's one of them games. If I don't want to point the finger. I just hope Bruce gets it right today, and we have a bit of a go rather than just sitting there. But I said on first night, this is a big game for West Brom as well. A lot of rumours that Bilic could be out of a job if he doesn't pick 3 points up the day. And if any Baggies fans have watched Newcastle, I'm sure they'll be sitting there going, they're not great. We need to beat Newcastle today, because they'll start getting cut adrift at the bottom, like Sheffield United are. So it's a big game for West Brom as well, no doubt. I just think seeing that lineup, we should have a bit too much for them.
You would hope so when you will talk West Brom in the next 5 minutes or so. But Rowan, thanks for your message. I think Rowan used to come on the fan reaction shows if I'm right. Rowan, if you want to come on later on tonight, we are back live. We've got a few videos live later on. We've got Johnny at 5:05 for about 10 minutes. Then the fan reaction at 5:15, and then scoring the players. I think Sam should be about 6:30 roughly. Maybe quarter.
It'll be by 6:30. I want to be starting by 6:30. I got to put Little into bed at just after 7. So better I'd be by 6:30.
Well, I've got the boxing to watch tonight, so I'm bests are on Joshua to put down the Bulgarian Pulev because he's been mouthing off. But I
originally had tickets to that fight 3 years ago when it was first scheduled at the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff. But if you remember, Pulev pulled out fight week and Carlos Takam got the nod instead. So I was at that fight. As I was the Klitschko fight, which I mentioned a lot. But 1,000 people in there tonight at Wembley Arena for this fight, though. So that'll be good. Good to see.
Yeah, good to see fans coming back, and hopefully we can get out to Tier 2. And some of us might be able to go to games, and the rest of the Toon fans, if you're lucky. Don't think I'll get an invite off the club. Don't think so. Maybe check my website out for a reason why. Clark's left foot is so valuable at the back. It's a good point, because of we haven't really got many left centre backs, and he's the only one, isn't he? Bit of Villa penalty. Looks of Villa playing. I just hope.
Joking.
Hope Joe has a big one today. And Villa just won a 94th minute penalty versus Wolves. I don't know the scoreline. Please let us know in the scoreline. We've got a clip actually.
From the looks of it.
We'll come back in a couple of minutes because we've got a clip from Matt, obviously one of the presenters here on NFTV, and a Wolves fan as well. Take a look at this back in a couple of minutes.
Newcastle host West Brom this weekend, and we asked fans from both teams for their thoughts pre-match.
We've got a huge game now to try and put it right against Newcastle. And they've been going through difficulties themselves. They've obviously missed the game the week before against the Villa, and they've only just returned to training the last couple of days. And Albion really need to make it, the most of this and take advantage of the situation, because fine margins count so much in the Premier League.
We're in a comfortable position in the Premier League, although the performances haven't been the best. West Brom, on the other hand, are sitting second bottom in real danger of relegation after picking up only 6 points from their games so far. The only team below them is Sheffield United on 1 point, who have had a horrific start to the season. West Brom will be without their star man Matheus Pereira after he picked up a red card, and the club appealed that decision, and the decision to overturn that red card was rejected by the Premier League.
It's going to be difficult without Pereira because he's such an incredibly creative player for us. But we have got quality who can step in the place of Dian Garner, and I'd like to see Callum Robinson start. I think every time he's played for us this season, he's done a very good job. Albion have got so much riding on this because the games over Christmas are incredibly ominous for us. We need to make sure we're taking 3 points because otherwise we're going to be looking at finding ourselves in a very, very difficult position come Christmas Day, which no Albion fan wants to see ourselves in. So it's time for a big response. It's time for some leaders to step up and time for us to show that we're worth our place in the Premier League.
All things said on paper, it should be an easy 3 points for Newcastle, but football is football. Nothing ever sticks to the script, so it could go either way, but Steve Bruce will be hoping that he can come away with all 3 points this weekend. A boost to the side for Callum Wilson coming back. He's scored most of Newcastle goals this season, so he's a massive plus. He's back in training this week with the squad. So we should come away with all 3 points this weekend, but I guess we'll find out come 5 o'clock on Saturday.
We will find out by 5 p.m. today. So welcome back, everybody. That was Matt and a West Brom fan a little bit earlier. Sam's going to jot off in a moment. But before we talk about, because Sam wants to mention something with the foundation. Obviously, sad news that we lost one of our own very recently, didn't we, Sam? And it's kind of ties this in nicely with the video that we've got coming up on NFTV Extra. Please tell us.
Yeah, me and Johnny had the pleasure of interviewing the head of the foundation, Steve Baharrell, the other night as a pre-record, which was the night before that. Obviously, we all know by now that Newcastle fan Martin sadly lost his life. So we talk all things Be a Game Changer and the amazing work the foundation does. I urge everyone to watch it because Steve Baharrell is a top bloke, and it was a really inspiring 45-50 minutes with him. It's one of the best ones that me and Johnny have done, actually. So yeah, we've got 2, including that one, in the bag already. We've also interviewed Sky Sports' Michelle Owen, who I used to go to play school with back in the day. But so that we've got that one coming up as well. But yeah, Steve Baharrell on this week.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And obviously what we hope, you would expect to. I've heard rumours that the club are putting pictures up of Martin as well. And hopefully they are wearing black armbands. We've seen Jamal Lascelles speak out, Jose Perez, former player, a lot of Rob Lee. I've seen Keith Gillespie, the club himself. So yeah, let's hope they dedicate and get the win and dedicate it to Martin, because mental health is something that everybody should be open up to talk about. There is a foundation that do help. We are Be a Game Changer promotions champions. We do look, we're not experts, we're not, but what we do try and do is just raise awareness that there is help out there, and that's for everybody available. Sam, you're going to jump away, aren't you?
Yes, I'm back with you later on for the live fan reaction show, which yes, I did enjoy. Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to it. I used to present or guest on it pretty much every week when we had it at the end of last season.
We need to break your jinx.
Yeah, well, no, because I'm not presenting it, so we should win. I've never presented it when we've won, so we should be okay because you've got the range now. But yeah, looking forward to it, and I'm on scoring the players later as well. So yeah, all good. Enjoy the watch along with Adam and Carl. They're brilliant. If it's your first time you've tuned into it, or whether you've been following them on NFTV Extra previously, top lads, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Fingers crossed for 3 points.
Yeah, by the way, if you're watching for the first time, I'm not Carl. Carl is coming in a little bit later on, taking over when the match is on.
No, a Midlander and a lad from the Northeast, an unbeatable combination.
Bugger off, Sam. Sam, I'll see you later on.
Love you, bye.
Yeah, bye. Right, so that was Sam, as he hasn't disappeared. Go away, Sam. There's a line down the middle. There you go, and he's off. Right, let's have a look at a couple of comments before we move on. Oh, I don't believe that, man. Villa.
94th minute, I've just seen it.
You know, I get stick at him if we lose to Villa. You know that, don't you? Because it gets put around on all the comments and Twitter. because I hate Villa fans. I cannot stand them, and I've said that a few times. Nah,
You're not the only one there. There's a few.
Okay, so you can join in me with the stick then, and we'll get Carl on as well. Harry says going for a 1-1 draw, not confident, but still hoping for the win. Harry, be confident. Adam is. I'm pretty confident looking at that lineup now. So West Brom's last Premier League win. Oh, come on, Rowan. Rowan's just jinxed with. It's literally just jinxed with there. Right. Before we talk a bit about West Brom, I've got a few stats for you, Adam. You might have seen this on the socials last night. Newcastle's 14-point haul so far this season is 2 more than we actually had at the same stage of the past 2 seasons combined. Does that surprise you?
It does in the aspect of the way we've been playing football. You're surprised every time we win now, really, with the negative tactics. There's only the odd time we were surprised, but the pundits love, throwing it in our face that Steve Bruce is doing a great job compared to previous managers. And I suppose the table doesn't lie. It's just been a hard watch, to be honest, as you know. We come across fickle at times, when you praise him and then you criticise him, but that's how he's got the team playing at the minute. And I think today's a big game for Steve Bruce on how he sets the team up.
He's got to attack West Brom. The Magpies have lost 5 and won just 2 of the last 7 in the home, which isn't great. Home form is not great. 7 of the 15 goals conceded by Newcastle have been scored in the last 10 minutes. So a little bit suspect. What's that down, Adam? Is just tiredness, lack of concentration?
Yeah, just silly mistakes, really. I can't question the lads' fitness. They seem like a fit group of lads, so they should be switched on for 90 minutes. It's just, when you are like we are, we're usually defending for a good 80 minutes of the game. And if you are defending, you do get tired in the last 10 minutes, the goals are going to come in. I think the Man U game, I think, they got a few in the last 10 or the last 2 minutes, to be fair. And it just comes down to defending for most of the game. You can't do it for 90 minutes.
Yeah. And you look at that, even though we had loads of shots against Palace, we still only have had 86 attempts, 28 on target, with both of them are still the lowest in the Premier League, even though the Palace was a much better performance. For me, it still needs to go up another gear or 2. This is worrying. Steve Bruce has lost a Premier League game records 28 times against newly promoted sides. That worries me. And of course, the big man we've just talked about a little bit earlier, Callum Wilson, has been involved in 9 of Newcastle's 12 league goals. A huge player for us. He's probably the most key player, would you say, Adam, today?
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's not just his goal scoring as well. It's his hold-up play. We've missed that for so long in the centre forward. He holds the ball up and, he gets others involved in the game. And that's why it's frustrating when we see him playing up front by himself. He needs someone around him. And I'm hoping Dwight Gale gets a good 20, 25 minutes with him today. But
Shorty's got a record of that. Shorty used to be one of the presenters here. Shorty, hopefully get you on later on this evening as well. Fan reaction show. I popped your WhatsApp, Shorty. I don't know if you've seen that, but Villa fans, yeah. If we get beat, I'm going and hiding. Use Lock and present the videos.
When we got them?
Well, it was meant to be last week, wasn't it? But I think if we both put out the FA Cup, I think it'll be that 4th round area that weekend.
Yeah, about last week.
And Shark is obviously confident that Newcastle will win today. And looking at that lineup, I think me and Adam are pretty confident that we should go and get that win. If we don't, I think we'll be pretty disappointed. It's not often that we'll say, "Oh, we should win today." But let's talk a little bit about West Brom. Obviously, their star player, which we put out on the socials the other day, Matheus Pereira. Now, I don't know if you watch loads of Championship football, Adam, but he is the most creative, and he is again this season. I'll be honest, I haven't watched loads of West Brom's games because they're not great to watch. Probably why neutrals don't like watching Newcastle, because we're poor to watch. But the creativity is a little bit lacking without him, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It does benefit us, him not being. Obviously, you do want to see the best footballers on the pitch, but when we need a result, it benefits us today. I've seen West Brom a couple of times. Again, I don't watch them in and out. I don't know all the players, but they have been underwhelming. I'm sure some of their fans would agree with that as well. They haven't been. I was expecting them to do quite well this season, but they're starting to get cut adrift at the bottom. And there's some big games for them coming up, and I think it's a big game for them today. They'll be looking at us thinking they have to win.
And obviously there is them rumours about Slaven Bilic that could possibly be sacked if we do win today, because the Baggies fans will be looking at this thinking, well, wait a minute, this is a great chance to play against a side that's been COVID hit. You cannot surely have any more excuses.
It is. I mean, I bet Sam Allardyce is sat at home, dying for a Newcastle win today, because that's someone they'll probably go after, if they do sack him. But it's going to be a tough game for West Brom as well. They know all about Dwight Gale. We've got him coming off the bench. They tried to sign him a couple of years ago. He was on loan at them as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he scored loads of goals in the Championship.
Scored loads a few years back, and then they got beat on the playoffs. So yeah, I'm sure they'll try and attack us today. And if he is to get sacked, the table doesn't lie. It's just, who do you get in? It doesn't help West Brom fans not being there, because the Hawthorns isn't the same amount of fans.
Well, we've seen it the FA Cup when all the pink penises were getting thrown around, and that was great.
I forgot about the game. I was there. That game it was good.
It was a great away night, wasn't it? We went 3-0 up, then we thought we were going to blow it away. Will Gale celebrate against West Brom? Adam, I don't think he will.
I think he'd be over the moon to score if he was to get one. Yeah, I don't know why he'd not want to celebrate
against his old side.
Yeah, it's no. I'm not one of these ones. Out of respect, Perez rubbed it right in our faces last year, didn't he? And I don't blame. I wasn't one to get offered at him. It's a bit banter at the end of the day. So it's one of them things. It's what football's about.
It is. Michael's asked, "Hi Lee, how are you?" I'm great. Thank you very much for Michael. I'm buzzing that the tune are back playing. Buzzing that we all live as well. He's going for 2-0 win with Wilson to score any time. We've mentioned the league table. Let's bring it up. This was before the Leeds game, because this graphic was done before the Leeds game last night, but Leeds have still done with favour because Leeds have played 2 more games than us. So Leeds are on 12 games, not 11, which you can see. But it's very tight, though. It's the bottom 4, maybe bottom 5, would you say, Adam, from who goes down? Because we're now Arsenal will pull away eventually. You would expect Leeds. I know Leeds have played an extra game, but Leeds probably have got too much to go down. They've got too much quality under Bielsa.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect, Brighton turned us over. I'm very surprised how much Brighton are struggling, because I was quite impressed with them when they played us. I think they beat us 3-0 second game of the season.
Yeah, it was a joke, that game.
I mean, we were terrible as well, but Sheffield United, they just can't get a result. I think that game last week for them, Jamie Vardy scored 90 minutes. That was a right kick in the teeth for them. Fulham have been poor, and West Brom haven't started yet. So it's going to, I'm just thankful we've got the points on the board early as we have. I wouldn't want to be in a dogfight this year. But again, I think when fans do start coming back, they give that players a bit extra lift. It's definitely been a miss, the fans not being there.
100% it hasn't. Yeah, you're right in saying that. Let's have a look. Let's get the screen open and we'll have a look at, because we've talked a little bit about West Brom. We haven't actually looked at their team, and we were talking just before, Adam, is that the bench for me is pretty strong for them. They've got Kieran Gibbs on the bench, Livermore, Dean Garner, who we thought might have started today, Grosicki, who's a tricky Polish winger, and Charlie Austin, who we were strongly linked to. We were after him a few years ago, weren't we? But who's the threat there? Is it Matty Phillips? Is it Gallagher?
Gallagher's a good player, a good young player. I just think it's Phillips has been around a while. It's just going to be a tough battle. I'm not sure exactly what formation they're going to play, but I'd suspect it's probably just a match 1-for-1. So yeah,
maybe 4 at the back, maybe 4-5-1, 4-4-5-1,
or the number 10 just behind the centre forward. So it's going to be a tough battle. I certainly don't think it's going to be a convincing win for us, but hopefully we'll get a 2-0 win.
They've got a lot of runners, haven't they? Obviously, they've got, like I mentioned, a strong bench to come on. But you look at their Robinson's obviously quick. Gallagher's a bit of a playmaker. He can also do a job sitting, but Matty Phillips is probably the one, obviously scored against us in the FA Cup. Krovanovic, I don't know too much about him, I'm not going to lie.
Is Livermore not playing for them? Is Livermore not the captain?
He's on the bench.
He's on the bench, is he?
Yeah, so it's Gibbs as well. Obviously, we were after Kieran Gibbs, weren't we? So it's there for Newcastle. It's that nothing screaming out at me goes point to him. I know obviously Ivanovic, but I just don't think Ivanovic, the centre back, is the player that he once was. I think Wilson can get the better of him all day long. He was great at Chelsea, but he's looked a little bit rash, and obviously they've got no creativity with Pereira missing. So again, there's nothing scares me there, Adam.
No, I completely agree. And it's no disrespect to West Brom. I don't know as much about your team as you lot do, but unfortunately, that's probably why he's a second bottom of the league. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We could at the end of the show, there could be 2 or 3 of these stand out, and they've comfortably beat us. But we'll see.
That'd be our look, isn't it? If we look at so it looks like Matty Phillips is playing. If we're seeing Matty Phillips as the danger man, that looks like he's on the right. So he's up against Jamal. He's up against what? Jamal Lewis, you would say.
Lewis. Yeah.
Do you think Lewis has got enough defensively? Because you want to push Phillips right back, won't you?
Yeah, I do. I like Jamal Lewis. He's had his critics this season. He hasn't been great defensively, but these are the games you pay. What do you pay? 12 million for him? 12.5 million. He should be dealing with these types of players. We can give him the benefit of the doubt when you're playing your Chelsea's, your Man City's, the quality players. No disrespect again to West Brom, but we've paid big money for Jamal Lewis and other players on the pitch. You expect them to step up the day, and this is where you get your points.
And then if you look at their threat, I know Robinson obviously couldn't get in the Sheffield United side, and that's a little bit alarming because they're bottom of the league. And then Grant, you would think even though Hayden's out of position and can do a job as centre back, and Kieran Clark, and you would think obviously Millcraft's defensively minded. They've got enough there, surely, to look after these two.
Yeah, Isaac Hayden's classed as an experienced Premier League player. Now he can, play in centre defence midfield. Most decent centre defence midfielders can fit in centre half when they're required to, and I expect them to today. It's one of them ones. I don't want to, put West Brom down too much before ball's being kicked. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Be interesting to see how Gallagher gets on today against Shelby and Longstaff, because big things are expected of him. Obviously, he had 2 loan spells at Charlton in Swansea last season, and we picked him earlier on in the year, and one of the shows as one of the better Championship players to look out for. And now he was going to get his move to what the Premier League side it was. He was going to get his move to Premier League side, and then they filled up. Someone got a Chelsea player on loan. They couldn't loan another Chelsea player. I'm trying to think who it is. I'm sure it might have been Villa. But because they got Barkley and they can't loan 2 players from the same club, can they? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Gallagher's be interesting how he gets on, because we've been linked to this lad as well quite strongly in the summer. And remember, Newcastle do still. I don't think they'll go for Gallagher. Don't get me wrong, because he's there for a loan for the loan of the season. But Newcastle have still got 2 loan options, which I think will happen in January. That for me, the defence Furlong. I don't want to pronounce it Ajayi. Did I pronounce it as? I don't know much about him. I know his dad, Paul Furlong, by the way. Ivanovic, O'Shea. Johnson's the most tested goalkeeper because the defence isn't strong. You were saying earlier on, Adam, I mean, we're talking about Newcastle going to attack, and this, for me, is hello, we can get goals. Yeah, hello, attack.
Yeah, I hope we can keep possession today, whether that's playing across the back 4 of the midfield and a bit slow build-up, go direct when we have to. Hopefully, Joelinton's confidence is up after last week. He did cause Palace problems at times last week when he got on the ball. We've all given him a bit of stick, but more of the same from Joelinton today should cause these problems. And Callum Wilson, anytime he gets the ball in the 18-yard box, you're on the edge of your seat because you just see him getting a shot off. Matt Ritchie early crosses in today. Almiron needs a big game. We keep saying it. Almiron hasn't been playing well. There's still players for Newcastle have got something to prove, and today's the game. Today's the type of game you've got to do it.
Right, before Carl comes in, fire any questions if you want to. There's a couple about actually Mike Ashley here. Michael has asked about, is Mike Ashley in the stands by any chance? I don't think he normally goes to the Midland games. It's more the London games, isn't it? And then there's another one from Anthony. What are your thoughts of Ashley rumour to go going to Saudi Arabia, Adam?
There was a lot of plane spotting on Twitter again last night. Apparently Ashley's jet was spotted. I don't know. I've always said I'm not talking about any more takeovers until I see someone stood on the St James's Park pitch with a scarf. I've seen a lot of text rumours going down again, that it's back up and running. We're out Amanda Staveley. Amanda Staveley was the problem last time. You don't know what to believe. And I honestly think, Simon Jordan's been on TalkSport a lot. You believe it when it happens overnight, when it's done properly. It's not played out in public. We've been stung too many times as fans. We all got our hopes up last time. I'd love for it to happen, but I'm not going to believe anything until I see someone on the pitch with a scarf.
Yeah, and I look at Wads has obviously piped up as well. Luke's been on the channel a couple of times, and I don't know where he's getting that information from, mind with the takeover stuff. But Yeah, well, we've went a little bit quiet on the videos with the takeover stuff because I think we're only going to be doing videos when we think it's actually genuine.
It's January as well. It happens every year. December time this happens. It's the January transfer window. It happens all the time. It's so frustrating. I think people are just taking the piss out of us at times.
Makes clicks, sell stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Ricky's asked, they've played well at Old Trafford. They were unlucky to lose, but they've been shocking for the most part. I watched Palace play West Brom last weekend, and as soon as the red card happened for Pereira, they were awful. And you remember we beat Palace. They were absolutely shocking. They just give up. And that's 10 men and try and keep your defensive unit, but they just caved in. And even if Ben Teke gets a couple past you, you're doing something wrong, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that from what I've seen in West Brom against not every game, they're just not brave enough in possession. They're not brave enough going forward, like we have been. But I just think we've got a bit more quality in the team, like Callum Wilson, who've getting us the points. West Brom, if they don't start picking up points, they're just going to be cut off right at the bottom.
Yeah, if Gale scores, he has every right to celebrate. So he's agreeing with you, Adam. Harry, as Newcastle lads, didn't stay permanent. I'd be laughing my arse off if he scored against them. Well, it's written for a minute. 0-0.
Hopefully.
15 minutes.
I'm looking forward to seeing him and Gale together, to be honest. Him and Wilson together, sorry. Gale's got his injury problems.
Do you think the problem is there that they're too similar in terms of movement? Do you think they can't play together?
From what I've seen of Wilson, he could play with anyone. I think Wilson will bring the best out of Gale. Wilson did make Jolinton look good last week as well. I'm so impressed. I could talk about Callum Wilson for hours. That's from what I've seen him. He's brilliant. So I just I think if Jolinton's having a quiet 60, 70 minutes, bringing Dwight Gale on for 25 minutes won't hurt anyone.
Yeah, I would totally agree on that. Harry says, feel like Jolinton's going to make Sam Johnson looks like Peter Schmeichel today. Let's hope we pepper them, test them. Stephen's asked about Gillespie COVID. We'll probably think so because young Dan Langley, who was the under-23's first choice goalkeeper, is on the bench. ASM's missing as well. I don't believe he was injured against Palace. Manquillo's missing. Who else have the lads said as well?
Fernandez is missing.
Yes, Fernandez and Lascelles are both missing as well. So maybe those guys. But like I said earlier on, I think it's a pretty strong lineup that Newcastle have gone for despite all the COVID situation. No wonder they're in the wake. It looks awful. Oh yeah, they'll be in that green. Is it the green and yellow? I haven't seen any TV screens yet, but is it the green and yellow ones? It's minging. Munster cans. Yeah, the boiler, scrapping the boiler. Yeah, they were sponsored by Boilers last season, weren't they? I remember. Do you remember the game when the boiler, the mascot ran on the boiler? There's a bloke dressed as a boiler running on the pitch. We were like, "What the fuck's going on there?" Fucking bloke dressed as a boiler. It's like, fuck me. Fucking hell. Right. Jody Sancaster, sorry. I'm guessing. Jody, are you from South Shields? Robinson's the danger man. He's quicker than others. Can't see much up front for West Brom. Michaels, who's your player of the year so far? Great question, Adam. Got to be Darlow, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm still going Callum Wilson for me.
So
we'd be in a lot worse position. Darlow's been excellent. You'll never see Slaven Darlow. But if it wasn't for Callum Wilson, we'd be down there with West Brom.
If it wasn't for Carl Darlow, we'd be down there.
But, we've got, we've had Dubravka before Darlow, and Dubravka saved us last year, and I just think, well, them goals up front would they're invaluable. And Darlow saves as well. It's a tough question, but for me, it's just Callum Wilson.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ivanovic is still going, says Sharky. Sam's loving the stuff. This beats the build-up on Sky. 2 minutes of Newcastle versus West Brom, and then 28 minutes of Man United versus Man City. That's not the biggest game this season. It's our game. Might be not for the neutrals, but it is our. That's all we care about. It's not often we play either 3 o'clock on a Saturday. It's extremely rare. That's how poor both teams play. Nobody wants to watch. I'm surprised Amazon didn't get this game, to be honest. Sam Cosgrove from Aberdeen will be a shrewd signing in January for 2 million if it happens. I scored 1 goal this season. I know he got a hatful last season, but Scottish Premier League striker, not for me. What about you, Adam?
We discussed him on Thursday night. I don't know a lot about Scottish football. Was that your mate Sharky, did you say?
Yeah.
Sharky might know more about the SPL than I do. If he thinks it's a good bit of business, that's fair enough. I do think we need a centre forward coming in, possibly if Gale's to go or someone like that. But yeah, I'm always a bit wary about signing players from SPL.
Connor, thank you very much. There we go. Crystal Palace try to get Gallagher because they got Batshuayi. So they can't have 2 Chelsea players on loan as well. Just rattling through your comments, and I can see our good friend Carlos joining us very, very shortly. We'll just quickly rattle through some of these comments. Wilson hat-trick today. Fantasy League captain Pedro, you will shoot up the league if that happens. Must-win game. I think it's more of a must-win for West Brom more than us, Adam. It's a
must win for West Brom more, yeah, but it's a big game for Steve Bruce in how he sets the team up. You know, there's no Newcastle fan going to accept getting beat today. We're just getting a bit positivity back on the socials about the club, you know, after the Palace result. And I don't want another week of where we're getting beaten, having to try and keep everyone's spirits up. It's tough.
I'll answer the next one, Connor. Would saint-maximin start today? I think he would have, especially with 4 in midfield. I think he would probably be played instead of Richie. Jacob says, I think we can get the job done. Pedro is very optimistic, 3-0 to Toon. Is Krath good enough? I've just seen that comment. I've just lost it. But I think he's got a little bit better, but still not the right choice for me. Right back. Shelby could be the key with his forward passing. Shelby and Gail, remember, have a great relationship. That's something to consider a little bit later on. If Newcastle are terrible, why are you watching this? We'll watch every game. Doesn't matter.
Every game. We've been terrible for years.
We've been terrible for years. We'll go for the torment and torture of watching the tunes while you do it. I've been looking forward to watching our dull 90 minutes all week. Are you surprised? Who's surprised the most of the year so far from January to now? Villa. I hate to say it. Villa have really come on this year, even though I hate to say that. In the Premier League, anyone for you, Adam?
In a positive way, Villa have done well. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Caught us on guard. Negative, there's been a few. Everton have been very disappointing. The money they've spent, they've been very disappointing. And Sheffield United at the bottom, never seen that coming.
Yeah, spot on. Right, we're going to take a 2 to 3 minute break. We've got some little adverts to run you through, some merch and stuff, and then Carl's going to take over for the rest of the game. You'll see some Adam's reactions just hang around just for them alone. Carl always seems to miss the goals. He just goes for drinking and scores. But I'm going to leave you. I'll see you later on for the fan reaction at 5:15. Carl's going to take over. Enjoy your afternoon, everyone.
You're watching the Black and White Show with Newcastle Fans TV.
And welcome to the break, everyone. Hope you have been enjoying the show. Me and Sam are with you to talk about a few of our sponsors whilst we're having a quick break. Tell me all about Beer 52, Sam.
I have 4 favourite things about Beer 52. And that's before I even get into the free introductory pack they offer us at NFTV. Head on over to beer52.com/NFTV for your free 8-can case. All you got to do is just pay $5.95 for delivery. There's an option for light beers, which include lagers, IPAs, sours, and then there's for the more hardened drinkers out there. There's an offer for dark beers, which is your proper ales, silky stouts, and yeah, it's just fantastic stuff. My 4 favourite things: 1, flexibility. You can cancel your subscription at any time. You can pause for a month, or on the flip side, you can get them to send you your case early. 2, themes. Each month, your beers will have a different theme. 3, loyalty points. For every subscription you get each month, you earn loyalty points where you can earn more if you rate your beers. The points build up and you can add them on to the shop. So when you find a beer that you really like and think, I'll have a bit of that. And finally, you won't find these beers in the shop. International beers all over the world, including local breweries in the UK as well. And it's great value.
8 beers just for the delivery of $5.95, and you get a magazine and a little snack. Head over to beer52/NFTV or a description down below. Check the link. The next one is 3 Retro Classic shirts, where you can get all of your classic Newcastle United home and away, all the way from the 1969-1970 season, all the way to the current mid-90s. 3 Retro is a program where you can get cheap shirts just for around about 30 price mark. The very, very popular retro shirts coming back And of course, no money goes directly into Sports Direct, which is fantastic because nobody likes to give money directly to that company. But Amazon, tell me about Amazon, Sam.
Buy Newcastle United merchandise guilt-free. Again, no money goes to Sports Direct or any affiliated companies, and all your merchandise there, as I say, you can buy guilt-free. There is everything you can think of in Amazon, as you all know. We all know about Amazon by now. Lee, what are your favourite things on our Amazon store?
I like the memorabilia, Newcastle shirts that you can get signed, signed photographs, signed frames, all of that stuff. That's my favourite. But there's everything that you can think of on Amazon. There is anything from your curtains to bed sheets to footballs to games to the latest Newcastle United strips. You name it, car accessories. It's all on there. Amazon store, bit like 3 Retro. The link is in the description for that one. And the last one is eBay, which we scour the internet to find all the bargains. Keep an eye on the social medias where me and Sam post regular updates on finding bargains. What's the best bargain you've found so far, Sam?
There's a few. If the 3 Retro shirts aren't for you, then we can find. I've found some fantastic bargains on eBay of vintage shirts that may not be the most iconic, like your 96, 97s, but there's some fantastic shirts out there. For instance, the 02-03 season. Remember the old black and white NTL under Sir Bobby Lee? I found that on there, and that was going for about a tenner, which is absolutely, I mean, new. Back in the day in 2002, it was 30 quid. So it's just absolutely superb.
So keep an eye on our socials for eBay. I'm waiting for the PlayStation 5 to come out to get my hands on one. As soon as I see it, I will be sharing it on the socials. Keep an eye on with Facebook and Twitter for all your eBay bargains. And that is it. And we'll hand you back over to the Black and White Show.
Welcome back to the Black and White Show with Newcastle Fans TV.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're back. Oh my God, we're on the main channel. Can't wait for this today.
Sure not.
How's it been, mate? How's it been?
Yeah, it's good, mate. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, very well, mate.
How
I'm
are
just
you?
hoping that we can get a result today. I can't believe Villa have just pulled that out the bag last minute. So can't be having another Midlands team winning today as well.
No, I'm confident today. Confident we should be.
Definitely
Should be winning this game.
I've literally only just seen the lineup, so it's not as bad as what I originally just thought. Is that Isaac Hayden at centre half with Kieran Clark though?
It's looking like that. It's looking Kraft right back. Hayden, obviously Fernandez is missing what we assume is COVID. So Hayden and Clark at the back with Lewis left back. Richie on the right, Almiron on the left. Shelby and Longstaff in the middle, and Julian and Wilson up top. So it should be enough. Big games expected from Shelby, Wilson. I'm confident today.
Definitely. In terms of West Brom, what have they got? Matty Phillips, he's one to watch out for.
There's Matty Phillips and there's Gallagher in there. He's a decent player, but we've just discussed it there. I don't know a lot about West Brom. Hopefully, any Baggies fans watching along, get your comments in. Who's your main threat? But yeah, fingers crossed. Big game for West Brom. Big game for Newcastle. So
massive, mate, massive. How's it been in the chat? Has everyone been positive today?
Yeah, it's fucking 3 and 4-0 wins. People are putting down. I think everyone started early on the beers.
Perfect. If you haven't already, guys, please do us a massive favour and like the video. And if your friends aren't here, share it so they can drop in as well. We want as many people as possible watching this together so we can keep pushing on as a channel. But yeah, absolutely over the moon to be on the main channel. Should be a good crack. We need a win.
Yeah. 3 big games coming up. This one, Leeds and Fulham. So
yeah,
all winnable games.
Definitely. Simon, John Joe Shelby, the GOAT. It's a bit bold statement, mate. Very bold statement. But we've missed him. We've definitely missed him in the side. Definitely missed him. Left-hand side will be exposed today to the fans that think Alan Saint-Maximin is overrated. Do you mean that going forward, mate? Because I don't think he's not the most defensive player on that left-hand side.
I think looking how he's set up with Richie starting on the left, so Richie will give Lewis a lot more cover than Maximin would. We weren't sure if Miggy would start on the left, but it looks like it's Richie who's starting. So, you trust Matt Richie to be giving you help. There's Callum Wilson already Go on, Julian. Go on, win already here. Get in!
I haven't missed that one. I haven't missed
Fucking
it.
started already. Get in
There we
there.
are, lads. There we are.
Fucking come on.
I
Fucking
did
Miggy
not
Almiron.
expect that.
Callum Wilson again. Fucking mint. I'm sick of saying it. Julian class.
Oh,
Get in.
Big Joe picking up where he left off last week. Or the week
Lewis,
before, I can't
decent
remember.
ball. Callum Wilson's excellent there. Great centre forward play. Strong shit defending by West Brom. Gelinton, great through ball. Fucking great finish. Yeah, brilliant. Pass.
Told
Not
you,
even a
lads,
minute gone.
I know I should have got this better, and I'm telling you, 3-0 today. I'm telling you.
Gelinton's little pass there. Exquisite. Miggy finishing fucking get in. But that's terrible. That's terrible from West Brom. I think it might have been Ivanovic who tried to get in front of Wilson. I think it was him. That was awful defending. Brilliant by us. Get in. Fucking come on.
Ginger, good to have you in here, mate. I think, obviously 1-0 up. Great start. Fantastic start. Great goal. What a start, lads. This is exactly what we wanted on the main channel. Get in.
They're not checking VAR for some don't ruin me moment.
Oh, they are. Don't give me this.
No, it's fine.
I was going to say, we're going to get memed.
I know I don't want to look like them Tottenham fans when they're doing their show. They've had some hammer.
Match hasn't even started over. It must be like 2 minutes behind. Probably Jay. But something to look forward to for you, mate.
That was a little spoiler for you. Fucking hell. It was awful defending from Ivanovic. That.
Yeah,
awful.
it was.
Really poor. Someone said in the comments, I can't believe he's still playing. You can't defend like that. Great for me.
Yeah, I was just going to say. It is, mate. Yeah, good to see him smiling again.
Class from Joe Linton. No, him and Wilson are really combining well. Like you take the Palace game and that's their first bit of the game today, and it was really good. Really good player that from the pair of them.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awful. That's awful from Ivanovic. They're checking that for VAR. Hands off his chest. I mean, I don't watch much of West Brom, but if that's how they're defending, it's no wonder they're stuck at the bottom.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? Considering, like we talked about on paper, they've got some relatively experienced players there, but like you've just said, it is absolutely poor.
Come on, get in.
Big Joe with the assist. I'll take that on my fantasy team. He's doing absolute bits for me. I knew there was a reason I left him in there. It wasn't because I forgot either. It could well be, actually, Alex. It could well be.
It's got to be this season, surely. What was it after? 44 seconds? No, it's possibly this season. I remember she was scoring one after about 10 seconds years ago.
Absolutely.
I think was it Man City? Might have been Man City.
I have Callum in my fantasy team. Thoughts, mate? I hope you started him.
I just played a wild card last week and took Wilson out for Calvert-Lewin.
Did you?
I was doing shy. I had a few bad weeks, so I had to play the wild card and just change the team completely. And he was the one I sacrificed. And now Calvert-Lewin will probably have a fucking game, like 10-game fucking run with no goals, no Milo.
Who said it was handball, Paul? I don't think anyone did say it was handball, mate.
No, it went. I think he means that's what they were checking for.
Right.
The VAR check, Wilson chested it down. For some reason, VAR had a look at it. For handball, it was nowhere near. So,
get in.
Control and possession. It's a nice change. We said before the game, how was Bruce going to set them up? You know, I'd expect us to control the game today. And first 4 minutes, 5 minutes, we are, and we've got the goal. So, class.
Absolutely.
Class.
Harry, hope you're well, mate. Paul, hope you're well. McGregor, as I said, definitely keep him in. I hope you're starting him, mate. Hope you're well. Ginger, hope you're having a good day as well, chap. We aren't doing that bad for all the injuries we have. Absolutely not, mate. WBA West Brom fan here, distraught, bringing Howe, picking up a Midlands accent here, by the way. Who would be your Midlands side? Who would be my Midlands side?
Well, that's
Definitely
a tough
wouldn't
one
be
for you.
Aston Villa, mate. I'll tell you that. So you're safe there. It would probably my granddad was an avid Blues fan, so it would be between West Brom and Blues. Had I had to have chosen one of those, to be honest.
You're just saying West Brom because we're playing with them now.
We've always had a good crack with their fans, though, haven't we? To be fair,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they
we
started off that chant, "Shoes off if you love the tune" as well, and they were all joining in. I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Yeah, we had some good battles with them down the years. To be fair, in the Championship
Yeah.
and the Premier League, so they
It's
never seem to sort it. They never seem to get that consistency. You know that 5, 6, 7 years in the Premier League, they're always just a season in then dropping out.
Yeah, definitely. I think what I've seen as well. Forgive me if I'm wrong thinking, Phil. The majority of West Brom fans I've seen don't want Bilic to be sacked, and obviously blaming the hierarchy and the players rather than him. Would I be right in saying that, or do you want him out as well? Why was Hendrick ever starting over Miggy? I have no idea, Lewis. No idea at all, mate. His work rate seemed good at the start, but since then he's just dropped off, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hendrick starts over when Bruce is wanting to play defensive football, which is unfortunately for us most of the time.
Yeah.
Starting Hendrick over Miggy today would have been such a bad move given where the team that should be winning. So Hendrick's right on the bench as he should be. West Brom knocking it around a bit better now, but I'm still dealing with.
Well, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm going to keep my hands firmly pressed on this wood, but it looks like we're going to have a positive round of videos. I know there's loads of time left, but...
Yeah, we're back live after the show as well, Lee and Sam with a fan reaction show, so...
Definitely.
Keep an eye out for that one.
What are you jumping, mate? Are you in scoring the players, or...?
No, I think that's me now, mate. I'm meant to be on the Facebook one tomorrow, the review of the game, but I'm doing the quiz tomorrow night with Matt, Sam and Lee, so I've just missed out them two. It's too much. I'll get it in the neck.
Fair enough. I'm the same, to be fair. I'm the same.
We've got 8 good lads, so we'll do the bit. So
I haven't got a babby, so it's not too bad. Keep the comments coming as well, lads and ladies. If you're in here, I know we get quite a few in as well. I don't know what to do here. Look, I'm usually ranting. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we're just look the better there. We're in again, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky. Are you watching that live, like Carl? Are you?
Yes, mate. Yeah. McGregor, here's my captain over Son for this week. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I don't know about captain, but I'd definitely be starting him with him. Who was Spurs playing? Joe Linton is one of our best players on the ball. Rarely gets tackled. Myself and Adam have spoken about this. Like he when he's on it, there's definitely a decent player there. It's just consistency, isn't it? But hopefully, if he starts having a good run of games like this, we'll see it more often.
Go on, Callum.
Exactly, Jay. That's it, mate. That's why we're a bit quiet, I think. Don't know how to do this.
I think this will be the first game we've kind of been favourites we've done the watch along for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Will Furlong last the distance. Joe Linton looks like a different player, man. His confidence is up. Absolutely agree with you, Paul. It's brilliant to see. Massively. Hopefully it continues.
Him and Wilson do link up really well.
They really do, don't they?
And there's Callum Wilson there, just skipping past players. He's full class.
Spurs playing Crystal Palace. You not think Son was a better option for captain Pedro in that sort of fixture? Bear in mind,
best player in the Premier League for me.
Definitely right now, yeah,
Son.
Definitely.
Him and De Bruyne. Son is absolutely unreal. I tell you what, he makes Harry Kane look better than Harry Kane is. Harry Kane looks a much better player because of Son.
Yeah.
Takes Son out of that team. Harry Kane's he's usually quite quiet.
Is Brandon coming in at all?
He
today.
did say he was, but I haven't seen him on WhatsApp today.
I know he's popped something in the chat. Brandon, if you're about, mate, you want to drop in, by all means do.
We'll have to try and get Liam on for one of these. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's busy too. But
I know it's only West Brom, but we look so good when we're attacking. Stephen, you know, you can only beat what's in front of you at the end of the day, can't you, mate? And we've got to do that. We've got to do that. It's been a long time since we've been favourites for any match. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Did you watch any of the Wolves Aston Villa game, by the way, mate?
no, it must have been on BT or something. I watched Cardiff Swansea.
Okay.
I just seen someone with me and Lee were live, and someone put on that. Pardon me, Villa got a 94th minute penalty, and I think there was a couple of kickoffs, a few send-offs or something. So
yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game to watch. But how Wolves haven't scored, you know, they've had so many chances, like clear-cut chances. Villa's keeper must have got man of the match.
He's under pressure now. He's under pressure, Nuno. Now I've seen a few Wolves fans on his back now, which is unbelievable. To be fair,
It really is, mate. Because even missing Jota and Jimenez, they look frightening still. I know they've got beat today, but in my opinion, I thought it was lucky. But yeah, it was. Thankfully, we've got them out of the way. But I'm not looking forward to that Villa game.
No, it's a tough one. It's a tough. Dean Smith's doing a good job there. Where you like, I know Villa aren't our favourite club, but he is doing a good job.
Yeah. Are we more consistent as a team without ASM as magic as he can be at times? But since his new contract, he's been poor at that. He has, Geordie. Like no one could deny that. But you know, I think me and Adam have spoken about it quite a lot, and I think we both agree that something's going on between him and Steve Bruce, and it seems like he doesn't want to play at the moment. He's definitely unhappy. He's definitely unhappy.
Yeah. I think having Richie in the team, and Sam mentioned it before as well. Richie releases the ball a lot quicker than saint-maximin, which sometimes benefits Joelinton and Wilson. Maximin, when he gets the ball, you know, which is great at times, he tries to dribble a bit of skill, but sometimes you just need Richie or someone to get the ball, early ball in, and Wilson won't be far off it. So I think, you know, we all want to see Maximin back to his best, but his head's got to be in it, and his head certainly hasn't been in the last few games.
Definitely. Lewis, great to see Shelby again. What do we think about Hayden at centre-back? You know, when we've got no centre-halves available, he's the one that I'm comfortable having there. He sits quite deep anyway, so I'm definitely happy with him being there, mate. Not so sure, to be honest. ISM hadn't had the chance to play in this 4-4-2 side. I think it would suit him more with the players around him. Agree, Paul, but that's down to this lack of relationship there seems to be between Bruce and Maximin when it comes to the pitch. I'm all right with Hayden at centre-back given the situation. Yeah, 100% Jay, I agree with that, mate.
Yeah, most decent centre defensive midfielders should be able to fit in centre-back with little issue.
Definitely.
With little issue.
Brempong's great to see, mate. Absolutely great to see. So happy with the with the start that we've had.
It was that quick, even Carl seen it. That's how quick it was.
Yeah. Didn't even have time to go and get a drink.
You didn't have time for your camera to cut out. You didn't have time to be thirsty.
Nothing. Is my camera looking all right, by the way, mate? Because I think I've fixed the settings now.
Spot on. I can see John Joe in the background in HD and everything.
Yeah, if no one has.
It was great that Palace game last week because you cut out. Was it Palace? And you cut out, and Brandon, you know what Brandon's like? He forgets he's on the show sometimes. He's just talking to us. And like, I was watching the game, Wilson went and scored, and I don't think Brandon realised I was running around my living room and he was just still talking. I came and sat back down and he was still talking. He went, "What's happening?"
Absolute nightmare.
God, it's fucking so much easier watching it.
It is, isn't it? Oh. They've not really offered much, have they, at all, West Brom, so far?
No, they're keeping the ball a bit better now. But again, we are sitting off them a bit. I'd like to see us press them a bit higher up the pitch. The longer we do this, you know what we're like. It'll turn into a full game of just trying to take the 1-0. Which we don't want. You know, we should be going to try and win this 2-3-4-0 now. because West Brom has shown nothing 15 minutes of any creativity. So
4-4-2 suits us much better than 5 at the back. I agree.
100%. I sometimes think when you're not a tactically great manager like Bruce isn't, just go 4-4-2, do your basics, put the players in the right position. Yes, you'll get the odd hammering off great teams like Chelsea, City, but go on, Miggy, you're in again, are you, son? Go on, Miggy. Have a shot. Good work, game.
He's looking lively today.
He is. He looks fucking knackered there.
Sunderland aren't winning either, so that's always a good note.
Was it 0-0?
Yeah, still 0-0.
They got Lincoln. I think they got Lincoln today, haven't they?
Yeah, mate.
Lee Johnson, it's his first league game, isn't it? Not a bad appointment for them, lot. He's not a bad manager. He'll get sacked in 6 months anyway, so I wouldn't worry. Oh, don't let him go. Oh, good defending. Great that by Hayden. Brilliant by Hayden, that.
I'll have to look at that one, Jay. I haven't seen that one, mate. I'll definitely have a look at it, though. As always, if anyone wants to jump in at half-time, you're more than welcome. We'll keep dropping the links in the chat and stuff.
When you look at our scorers there, it's just come up. Callum Wilson 7, and then after him, Almiron 1, Hendrick 1, Jolinton 1, Jacob Murphy 1. I got asked before in the chat who's been our most important player this season. I said Wilson, and there's like a few people saying Darlow. Like, I get Darlow's been great, but for me, Callum Wilson all day. Like, best
Definitely.
20 million we spent.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't realise. I never watched Bournemouth much. How good of a player he was. I don't know how he didn't get more goals for Bournemouth.
I think, look, we spoke about it. It's he obviously had Ryan Fraser, but other than that, there weren't. He never really had many flair players around him at all.
Yeah.
And there was no one that would really pick out one of those passes like John Joe has, for example. But I know, he hasn't actually played with John Joe that much this year, has he? Really thinking about it?
No, not really. I just hope Gareth Southgate's watching him, like, and not picking him because he can't be asked to come up here and watch him.
Yeah. How much do you think we would get for Shah if he was to go in January? I think it would be a good move for both parties. Yeah, we spoke about this. I think he's definitely, unfortunately, the way it's gone, he's not our best centre-half anymore. He's a shadow of the centre-half that we're used to, and he would definitely be the one that I would prefer to leave out of the bunch that we've got at the moment, because his contract finishes in June or July anyway, I think, mate. So it's not going to be much. Under 10 million.
Yeah, I don't even think we'd make that now. 6 million, I don't think many, especially with him out of contract, because we just need as much money as we can get.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Shaw, but the last few weeks he's let us down, and towards the end of last season. Yeah, I think it'll be gone for between 4 and 6. I think we'll sell him for.
Yeah, because he's quite injury prone as well, isn't he? So teams are going to take that into consideration as well. He's getting on a bit in terms of age now. I think he's in terms of footballing age anyway. How old is he?
Got to say careful.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
younger than us.
Is he younger than us or the same age?
I thought he was late 20s.
Fair enough.
Someone
popped
in the comments. I'm not sure. He might be. I'm not sure.
In agreement with the comments about the board players catching most grief from the Baggies faithful. Love the mutual Villa hatred. Throwing it out there. Will Kane beat Shearer's record? Forgive my language, thinking film, but absolutely fucking not. Or it's not happening. Newcastle fans will get to him before he gets close. But no, there's potential there. In all seriousness, there is potential there. And you'd love it if it's going to be anyone. You want it to. For me, you want it to be a homegrown striker, don't you? Rather than someone that's been bought into the league.
Yeah, great goal scorer, Harry Kane. Me personally, I don't think he will. Harry Kane's had one bad injury. He's going to be offside there. Sorry, I'm watching. Harry Kane needs to stay fit for the rest of his Premier League career if he wants to beat Shearer, which is a big ask. The older you get on, Shearer had some bad injuries. We forget that. He gets a lot of stick for scoring a lot of goals from the penalty spot. One, you've still got to put them in, and two, he missed 2 years, really, 2 seasons through bad injury, Shearer. So if Harry Kane can stay fit, there's a good chance he could do it. I personally hope he doesn't. Obviously, it's great having Alan Shearer holding that record. When you look at the record, you realize how good Shearer was. Absolute best of the best.
100%. You look more and more at the players that have not even come close, really, because they're still like 60-odd goals out, 80 goals out, and people like Aguero, who are unbelievable footballers, but still they're not going to get anywhere near what he's done.
And let's not forget, Shearer wasn't playing in great teams. Yeah. That's shocking, that. Well done, Hayden, again. They're putting a bit of pressure on now, West Brom. I don't know what the fuck he's shooting from there for, but Shearer played in some poor teams. Towards the end of his career, when he was still scoring goals, the teams were poor. I just wish Robson had took over from Keegan. Back in '97. That would have been great to see. Shearer would have went. I think it would have been even better.
Definitely. Wilson, Hayden, and Darlow should all be with England. There is absolutely a shout for that, mate. 100%. There really is. I think you said it as well, Adam, didn't you? About Henderson's not playing. He's not in form at all, and
it's just disrespectful of his last conference. I'm not a fan of Southgate anyway. But to say there's no one knocking on the door for the goalkeepers, and it's not to do with being a Sunderland fan. It's his form. Jordan Pickford's form is terrible. Dean Henderson, great goalkeeper, but he sat on the bench at Man United. So for me, he shouldn't be in the England team. And Nick Pope's a good keeper. He's usually in there. But yeah, at least a phone call from Gareth Southgate to Darlow, he's worth that. He deserves that. To say this is why you're not, or this, or you will know what it's like. I can't even think of who the last Newcastle player was to represent him.
No, nor can I. Surely it would have. Just in general, it would have been Shelvey, wouldn't it? Or was he? Has he played for him as a Newcastle player? He hasn't, has he?
That was at Liverpool that was when he was barely playing for Liverpool. He got in. Oh no, Swansea. No, I lied. It was Swansea. He was on fire for Swansea. He got in.
Jesus Christ, who would it have been?
The last thing I can think of is Mike Lowen. Anyone get it in the comments?
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
But was he playing for them when he was at us?
Mike Lowen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that bad injury. It was at the World Cup, and we had him a full season as a crook.
Oh, yeah, I just can't remember him playing for England whilst he was at Newcastle. I'm wrong. I just can't remember it. Yeah, that's mad. That's absolutely madness. Absolute.
It might not be. There might be someone in there, but that's someone will have to research that for us.
I'll let you answer this one, Adam. Would Iosi Perez return be good for us if he needs more playing time?
I'd have him back, but I don't think he will. I think he's happy being a big part player for Leicester now.
Yeah,
Leicester what's the right end of the league. Did he get a goal last week? I'm pretty sure we got a goal his first goal a while last week.
Yeah.
He loves Newcastle. He does. You can see what he puts on Twitter. He does put some stuff out. The show he still loves the club. If Leicester were ever wanting to get rid of him, whether it be a loan, I think he would come back. But let's not forget, he got a lot of stick during his time up here.
Yeah, he did.
There was a lot of fans used to boo when he wouldn't run. He got a lot of unfair stick at times. But I'd have him back. I think him just behind Wilson would be a good little partnership.
Zach, yeah, mate. If you were to do that, I can't ask you to do things like that. But if that's something that you want to do, mate, by all means, it would be massively appreciated. You can do it via our super chat. So underneath us, there should be an option for you to donate, essentially. And if you'll have to let us know where you want us to put that money as well, because if it's for a specific cause, that's something we can put it towards as well. But yeah, you don't feel the need to do that, mate. But if you want to, by all means, absolutely. Shearer kept scoring goals for years, even after losing his pace. Shows what a predator he was. Absolutely, Jay. He's just, like you say, like Adam said, he just knew. You know where the goal is, isn't he? Like unlike any other striker I've ever seen play in the Premier League. It was, the word predator is exactly right there.
Yeah, my favourite. Go on. Oh, my favourite ever Shearer goal was the one against Portsmouth when he broke the record, and his legs had gone then, and he still knew where to be, how to put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Just we missed him. We've never replaced him really as a captain anyway.
Hayden playing Stormer so far. Yes, he is, mate. He's been brilliant. Shearer was also out for a season too. Yeah. He had a few knee injuries, didn't he? Second fastest Premier League goal we've ever scored.
Is it? Oh, good.
Harry Kane is 27 and 109 goals behind the big man. Yeah, I can't see him hitting. Was it 206 Premier League goals and 206 Premier League goals?
Yeah.
And then 260 goals in total, was it?
What, the Premier League record?
What he was 260 for. Yeah. I can't see Harry Kane making up that difference personally. He's got to have some massive seasons at that age.
Yeah, you never. I mean, I think he's got to have a few seasons where he's getting 30 plus goals, and I just can't see that. Because don't forget, Mourinho's playing. They're a good team. I like Mourinho, but they are playing very defensively as well. If he went to a Man City, no disrespect to Tottenham, who play a bit more attacking, you never know. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, Zach, I'm not going to ask you to do that at all, mate. If that's something that you want to do, yeah, please check with people that are okay with that sort of stuff.
Make sure you check with your mum if it's her card.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't use her card for God's sake.
Oh.
Jeanette, hope you're well. Yeah, it would be like I don't know, like there's always those stories popping up of the kids using their mom's credit cards to buy FIFA coins and stuff like that.
Spending like fucking £500 on Play Store.
Yeah, madness. Definitely don't want anything coming back like that. What's the crack with fans going back into grounds? Is it as soon as you're out of Tier 3? Is that what it is?
As far as I'm aware, as long as clubs have got stuff in place.
Yeah.
This would it been our first one back? For who would we play? Yeah, this would have been our first one back, I think. So
yeah,
shame. It looked good. The cup end was full last week. Liverpool, well, not full, but full of how many they could have. Full with when Liverpool beat Wolves. It it's just brilliant to see fans back.
Definitely. Where do you watch the game, Zane? If you're asking what channel, watching it on Sky Sports. We can't offer streams or anything if that's what you're after. I'm at home at the moment. Adam's at home. We are both season ticket holders as well, so we would usually be at the ground or in the pub somewhere. At least we won't see Longstaff on corners this game. Shelby's were just as bad though as well.
It's only Matt Ritchie's the one for corners today. Got to
yeah.
Your camera's gone a bit fuzzy, mate. I don't know if it's something.
Has it?
Just a bit.
Let me just have a check. I'm just going to quickly drop out and drop back in.
Yeah. He misses a goal there. I fucking laughed my arse off. Oh, good cross in. Corner ball. Someone just say get Richie on this. Richie whipping these in.
Is that any better?
Yeah, much better, mate. Aye.
Thoughts on the Villa 90 plus for Pen? Are you?
I haven't seen it yet personally.
Because if you're a Villa fan, coming for bites, I'm happy to give you them. No, it looked like a penalty, mate. In all fairness, it did look like a penalty. Not happy with it. Brentford vs Newcastle will be the first game with fans. Thank you very much, Lee, I imagine, or Sam. Yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you jump over to NFTV Extra and subscribe. Sorry, Adam, I cut you off, mate. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that's a big game as well. Can't wait for that one. Quarter-final of a cup.
Yeah, definitely. Who's left in it?
All the fucking top six, I'm sure. I'm sure it must be the first year, like of the League Cup. There's been such a strong final eight.
Yeah,
it's typical Newcastle. Even if we got it, we'll probably get a two-legged tie against City. But don't get us wrong, Brentford will be a tough game.
Yeah, it will be. Ivan Toney will be coming back to bite us in the arse, won't he?
He's got to put his full strength team out, though, Bruce. He's got absolutely nothing to lose in that game.
Do you think Callum will score? I do, mate. I think if there's going to be a second or third, or, 2 or 3 goals, I think Callum's definitely going to be on the score sheet.
He's in here. Nice, Julian. Go on, Joe. Oh, should be 2.
I thought he got me on 11 points then for me fantasy.
Great play by Richie. That's what I meant about releasing the ball a bit quicker compared to Maximum. But Jolinton there, tough angle. We could have squared it, actually. Being a bit selfish, which is not wrong with, but
I reckon Wilson will score. Stoke still in it. Oh, that's interesting. Hopefully we pull Stoke then. If we beat Brentford, obviously. Who was it that tried the bicycle kick anyway? Was that Hayden? He just looked like he fell over in the box.
Yeah. He just looked like an old drunk.
Was we worried that we would set up defensively against a standoffish West Brom, but it's very positive to see the attacking setup we have going on. Honestly, Lewis, I felt exactly the same. A part of me, I thought, if Bruce sets up with 10 men behind the ball against West Brom, I just won't watch another game this year. Dream signing in the Premier League to Newcastle. Ooh. For me, right now, I think I know who Adam would say, but I think I would. If it was going to be anyone, it's got to be someone like Kevin De Bruyne for me. I imagine Adam will probably go along the same lines, or Son maybe.
Yeah, if you're talking unrealistically, someone like Son, someone like that. More realistically, looking at your bargain basement ones, but I'm a massive fan of some of the players Tottenham has. Harry Kane, great player. Son's the best player in the Premier League for me at the minute. What are you doing? You get off me, you fucker. Oh, Lewis has just put his hand out there, mind. Handbags there. Lewis's arm stretched out there, man. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, just send that.
This will go to VAR, no doubt, to check anything. Lewis did put an arm out. I don't think it's a sending off, but just got to be careful. Both get yellow cards.
For a goal instead of passing, fair play, be raging at any other player, but it just proves he's thriving and confidence. I agree, Paul. Adam said the same. After what he's been doing lately, you can't grumble too much at him for that. Need a second. Don't trust that defence. Fair enough, Ethan. We are Newcastle fans. We know how it goes, mate. So you're probably right. Who is better, Bruno or Kane? What is in Bruno Fernandes? But they're different players, though. How would you not say? It's hard to compare the two. One's a striker and one's an attacking midfielder.
Footballer-wise, obviously, Fernandes.
Yeah.
Goal scoring-wise, Harry Kane. It's you'll have to give us 2 centre forwards or 2 attacking midfielders for us to give a fair one on that. But
yeah. But if you are a Man United fan, how dare bringing that out? Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic footballer.
Oh yeah, he's class. He's keeping Man U going, isn't he?
Yeah. I did bad in previous game, but luckily I had Salah, captain, 28 points. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Should Darlow keep his spot once Dubravka comes back? Mate, I hate this question, Pedro. For me, yes. I'm really happy with Carl Darlow, what he's done, and I've always been a massive fan of him. He does this a lot when he comes in, and he's always been fantastic for him. I don't remember many occasions where he's been a bad goalkeeper for Newcastle. That being said, I can understand why Newcastle fans would prefer Dubravka in the side, because they might think that he's the better goalkeeper all around, which again is fine, and I wouldn't disagree. I just think Darlow's, for me, I think he deserves it, and it's a tough one because neither of them are going to take a second goalkeeping place at the moment. So it's unfortunate. We probably will lose one of them, but yeah. What do Newcastle need to penetrate upper mid-table, chase Europa League, to chase upper table teams like Wolves for the Europa League, take over or just shrewd recruitment? You seem to already have lots of raw talent. Can you see knocking on the door eventually? It comes down to management for me, mate. Like Rafa needed more time. It didn't work out. Steve Bruce has come in. He's got an abundance of talent, but the tactics aren't there at the moment. That being said, we're playing well today. We did relatively well against Palace and come away with a result. So I'll always call him on his faults and I'll praise him when he's doing well. But I don't think he's the best man to get the best out of the players. So we need a young, attacking-minded coach, in my opinion, to try and get that sort of positioning in the table. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, we're a million miles away from Europa League.
Yeah,
as I mentioned before, there's 3 big games coming up that can shape our season. I'd like it to be on the players' minds. Lewis, what are you doing? Like if we can get, I said 6 points out the next 3 isn't unrealistic. Oh, you lucky cunt. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, we will praise Bruce when he needs praising. But we're just too defensively minded to even look at going for a Europa League place.
Yeah.
You remember Wolves when they did finish there? Was it last year? They attacked pretty much every team. Yes, they lost some games, but they won majority, and that's why they finished up there. I just like to, the players. We've got to have some ambition. As a player, you want to be playing in Europe. You want to be pushing up the league. So hopefully, the next 3 games, I think, if we can win all of them, it gives us a very good foundation going towards the end of the season.
Definitely. Because thinking film, just going back to today, watching Wolves today, we're a million miles off the way they play football. And we have some similar players, not better, but some similar players, and we don't play football like them at all. If we did, we'd do well. COVID picked this team, not Bruce. He didn't have enough. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. To be fair, we have to find negatives, don't we? But yeah. Apparently ASM put 5 kilos on and been late for training every day, and the players are sick of him apparently, and that's from a good source. Really?
That wouldn't surprise us. That wouldn't. Obviously, Geordie Sancaster's got his sources, and that's one I'd believe. It's been well documented. He's late for training in the past a lot of time, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise us. There's definitely someone going on between him and Bruce.
It's just the players being sick of him that I'm surprised about, because I speak about it all the time about him apparently having this bad attitude when he was at his previous team at Nice, but we never saw it, and now things aren't going his way. We're definitely starting to see that, and I imagine that's from what's going on with him and Bruce. But yeah, it's a shame if that is true. It is a shame. The last thing I want is for him to end up like Ben Arthur, an absolutely wasted talent, because they're such fantastic players. Be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
You can see it happening. He's too inconsistent for us at the minute. And there was a lot of rumours that Benitez didn't want to sign him. If anyone remembers them, the deal was potentially lined up, and Rafa didn't want it because of his attitude. So, but yeah, he's a great player, but I can see it going that way.
Yeah. I'm a Spurs fan. Wow, you're doing very well this season, mate. Do you think you're in for a chance of winning the league? Definitely got playing the right way, and Mourinho's getting a tune out of everyone. You've got to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the derby they had last week with Arsenal, and they bossed the game, really. I know Arsenal were a bit better second half. Oh, you fucker right in the nuts, that. He's just took a Matt Ritchie thunderbolt right in the bollocks. Do you know what I mean? It's typical Newcastle. We're just backing off them a bit too much. And I was saying about Tottenham, and the pundits were slating Mourinho on Tottenham. I was like, fucking hell.
Really?
Aye, absolutely slating them for sitting back. Fuck me, come and watch us.
Yeah, definitely.
The time on the match clock is 40 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, we've been all right this half. Been all right. We have enough talent for mid-table, in my opinion. Need a manager not afraid to play out 100%, Jay. I think me and you and Adam were all on the same wavelength every week, to be fair. West Brom are starting to press now, need to start getting the ball and keeping possession. Definitely. It's not been bad, though. If we sold Darlow or Dubravka, would you take Woodman as our backup keeper getting it? Yes, I would personally. I don't want that to be the situation, but it more than likely is going to be the situation because Dubravka or Darlow aren't going to take second string. If they do, fair play to them. That would be absolutely fantastic, but I don't think they will.
Can you see Woodman sitting on the bench now? I can't. There's no way Woodman's had 2 years of first team football to come back and warm the bench. I wouldn't be surprised with the Euros coming up if Dubravka's told you're not going to be starting. He goes in January on loan because he needs to play football. And I think it'd be very harsh on Darlow. I've been asked that again like you 100 times, and I'd put Dubravka back in, but I think it would be very harsh on Carl Darlow.
Yeah,
but that's up to Bruce. Bruce gets paid a lot of money to make that decision. So
definitely, and I mean, like I say, Touchwood, the good thing for us is whichever one of them is in goal, we're going to be happy, aren't we? It's just unfortunate on whoever loses out. I'll let you know in private where it came from. Okay, mate. Yeah, you can send myself or Adam a direct message on Twitter. I'm at Carl Newcastle, and Adam's yours is at Durham Mags.
Yeah, Durham Mags.
Yeah, mate. If you search for us on Twitter, that reminds me actually, if you want to follow our personal Twitter pages, because we have to be a bit PC sometimes. If you want it to be un-PC. By all means, come over and follow us. Same with Lee and everyone. Go and follow their personal Twitter pages as well. But yeah, I'd be interested to know where that come from, Geordie Sancaster.
I thought that was in there. West Brom just shit defending, to be fair. Just puts it past the post.
Yeah.
Saying that, Lewis has been fucking wrestled.
Thomas Souček, he's the lad from West Ham.
He is a West Ham.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been decent, mate. Been decent. I was just making sure I was thinking of the right one.
West Ham are up to 5th now after. Do you remember the first game of the season? West Ham was shocking.
Fucking ruined them because they were terrible.
They were shocking, West Ham. So credit to Moyes and the players, because they've turned it around. Because I thought they were the worst. I think I said on one of the shows West Ham could go down here.
Yeah. UK Studios and ASM is another HPA. We can see it, mate. We can see it. You just said needs fans, players, and gives one. Absolutely, we were talking about that over the last few weeks, to be honest. And as I've said, we're starting to see that now. Things aren't going his way. But if I was him, the way I've been played, I'd be pissed off as well. I'd be pissed off. I wouldn't want to be a part of it, but he hasn't turned up since getting the contract. Since 100%. But I don't think it's solely down to that. I think it's the way he's been played. Do you think Joe Linton is going to continue doing well? I really hope he does, Ben. What about yourself, Adam? Do you think he will?
As long as he's playing in this formation, we can't go back to playing him up front by himself.
Yeah.
I think he's played in every position under Bruce. Oh, these are fucking. We're giving these too much time here. But as long as he's playing up front with Wilson, I think if you had him up front with Carroll, it wouldn't be the same effect. I think Callum Wilson brings the best out of him.
Yeah.
But we just got in the game. The last 10, 15 minutes, this could be a penalty here as well. If this gone to VAR, knowing these fucking rules. We're just giving them too much respect. We've been sat back the last 15 minutes to me far too much.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
You score in the first 22 seconds or whatever it was. You should be controlling possession, and we're just not giving them we've just decided to sit back.
Absolutely. Do you think Bruce is wasting Matty Longstaff's talent? I do personally, mate. 100%. It's infuriating me. I don't know what's going on. I know myself and Adam spoke about it. I think it was on our second watch along. I think Matty was just coming back into the under-23s to get fit, and then out of nowhere he was injured again. And I was just like, it's just doesn't. Something's not right with the whole situation. And the fact that he's on the bench today.
Yeah, there's a reason he was only given a 2-year deal. It's because Matty wanted assurance he was a player. Newcastle wanted assurance he'd progress, and probably neither party could give assurances. I think get him out on loan this January if he's not going to play. Derby County's been rumoured. I think it'd be great for him to be coached by Rooney, someone, a player who's been there and done it. He's not progressing here at Newcastle. There's half time there.
It's frustrating because we were talking about it again the other night, but you've got people like James Tavernier who mismanaged at Newcastle, probably didn't get enough game time, went out, he's doing really well, so he's missed it, and we've got an issue at right back. Kevin Mbabu was like lighting the world alight over the last couple of seasons, and he, come in and play. I think it was Chelsea, and he had an absolute barnstormer against Chelsea for us, and then again didn't play much. We've spoken about Adam Armstrong, the hype that was surrounding around him, and Adam said how mismanaged he was, and he's gone and done well for whoever he's playing for. He's at Blackburn at the moment, isn't he? But he was banging goals in it all day long for Blackburn and Coventry. Adam Campbell, who was tipped to be one of the next England strikers at the time, and ended. I don't even know if he's playing in the league still anymore. Is he still at Notts County? I don't know.
Oh no, he's at Darlington now.
Is he?
They're non-league at Darlington now. I think the thing is, this ridiculous story is going on this week that Ivan Toney's worth 50 million. It is a shame we let them go. I've spoke about it in previous videos. They were mismanaged in respect of the clubs we loaned them to.
Yeah.
But it's not like Ivan Toney scored 12 to 15 goals in the Premier League. That's when I'm really pissed off. I think it's more frustrating that we're having to pay 40 million for Gillin. Again, no disrespect to Gillin, he's just an example. And then you've got lads in the Championship, Armstrong and Toney, who probably could have done a decent job for us, given our recruitment. Everyone loves a Geordie up front. Adam Armstrong could have been worshipped up here. But hopefully, under Ashley, we know what it's like. Now it's going to change. Just got to hope we get. There's not. We discussed it on the Black White Show again on Thursday. There's not really anyone coming through the under-23s for us to get excited about.
No,
Elliot Anderson, possibly. For some reason, he missed out yesterday. Probably because he had to be on alert fit day. But there's no one really we can get. I remember when I was growing up, when I was in my teens, watching it. Chopper was the next big one. Everyone was excited about Chopper. Chopper used to sell tickets for the reserve games. Everyone was excited to go watch Michael Chopper. But there's no one like that really coming through.
Definitely. But I think I think his mindset will have changed because he still had another 6 games after that, Ethan. So I think it'll his mindset's going to have changed. He's not going to be happy with being a backup goalkeeper, in my opinion, mate. If he does, brilliant, as I said. Do you think Jota will replace Firmino? No, I don't think he'll replace him, McGregor. I think people look at Firmino and expect him to be this unbelievable goal scorer. He's not that. He's a fantastic footballer. He's more of a centre-forward type than a striker, if that makes sense. He's someone that brings people into play. He's unbelievable on the ball. Yeah, I was just going to say that, mate. I agree. Like, massively underrated player, isn't he?
He played a big part in them winning the league last year, him.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember last year when we played at Anfield, he was unbelievable against us. He took the piss. Lewis is walking on a tightrope. Yeah, he likes to get caught up in a bit of aggro, doesn't he, to be fair?
The last few attacks West Brom had there were coming from that side. Got to tighten up. I agree with whoever made that comment. Got to tighten up.
Commentator on Peacock says John Joe is coasting. John Joe's always coasting. That's how he plays football, to be fair. Joe Linton started with an assist, but has been awful for the last 44 minutes. I don't know about that. I think that's a bit harsh. I thought he's had a couple of opportunities, brought people into play. He's been all right on the ball. I think you're being a bit harsh, personally, David. What would you say, Adam?
Yeah, he had the chance he should have scored about 35 minutes in, where he took around the defender and just placed straight at the keeper, but it was a tough angle. I've seen him play a lot worse. A lot worse.
Yeah. I want to see Elliot Anderson get first team football. Yeah, as Adam said, I think he was probably on standby for today.
He didn't make the bench today, which I was surprised at, but it's another one. Is he going to get a chance in the first team? And if we are going to loan him out, it's got to be the right loan.
Definitely. What I was going to do, I'm just going to go and grab a drink, lads. So I'm just going to run a quick advertisement. I'll be back. Well, we'll both be back in about 30 seconds to a minute. And then if anyone wants to jump in for a chat, please do. I'll drop the links again in the comments. Yeah, bear with us. 2 seconds.
You're watching the Black and White Show with Newcastle Fans TV.
And welcome to the break, everyone. Hope you have been enjoying the show. Me and Sam are with you to talk about a few of our sponsors whilst we're having a quick break. Tell me all about Beer 52, Sam.
I have 4 favourite things about Beer 52. And that's before I even get into the free introductory pack they offer us at NFTV. Head on over to beer52.com/NFTV for your free 8-can case. All you got to do is just pay $5.95 for delivery. There's an option for light beers, which include lagers, IPAs, sours, and then there's for the more hardened drinkers out there. There's an offer for dark beers, which is your proper ales, silky stouts, and yeah, it's just fantastic stuff. My 4 favourite things: 1, flexibility. You can cancel your subscription at any time. You can pause for a month, or on the flip side, you can get them to send you your case early. 2, themes. Each month, your beers will have a different theme. 3, loyalty points. For every subscription you get each month, you earn loyalty points where you can earn more if you rate your beers. The points build up and you can add them on to the shop. So when you find a beer that you really like and think, I'll have a bit of that. And finally, you won't find these beers in the shop. International beers all over the world, including local breweries in the UK as well. And it's great value.
8 beers just for the delivery of $5.95, and you get a magazine and a little snack. Head over to beer52/NFTV or a description down below. Check the link. The next one is 3 retro classic shirts, where you can get all of your classic Newcastle United home and away, all the way from the 1969-1970 season, all the way to the current mid-90s. 3 retro is a program where you can get cheap shirts just for around about 30 price mark. The very, very popular retro shirts coming back. And of course, no money goes directly into Sports Direct, which is fantastic because nobody likes to give money directly to that company. But Amazon, tell me about Amazon, Sam.
Buy Newcastle United merchandise guilt-free. Again, no money goes to Sports Direct or any affiliated companies, and all your merchandise there, as I say, you can buy guilt-free. There is everything you can think of in Amazon, as you all know. We all know about Amazon by now. Lee, what are your favourite things on our Amazon store?
I like the memorabilia, Newcastle shirts that you can get signed, signed photographs, signed frames, all of that stuff. That's my favourite. But there's everything that you can think of on Amazon. There is anything from your curtains to bed sheets to footballs to games to the latest Newcastle United strips. You name it, car accessories, it's all on there. Amazon store, bit like 3 Retro. The link is in the description for that one. And the last one is eBay, which we scour the internet to find all the bargains. Keep an eye on the social medias where me and Sam post regular updates on finding bargains. What's the best bargain you've found so far, Sam?
There's a few. If the 3 retro shirts aren't for you, then I've found some fantastic bargains on eBay of vintage shirts that may not be the most iconic, like your 96, 97s, but there's some fantastic shirts out there. For instance, the 02-03 season. Remember the old black and white NTL under Sir Bobby Lee? I found that on there, and that was going for about a tenner, which is absolutely, new. Back in the day in 2002, it was 30 quid. So it's just absolutely superb.
So keep an eye on our socials for eBay. I'm waiting for the PlayStation 5 to come out to get my hands on one. As soon as I see it, I will be sharing it on the socials. Keep an eye on with Facebook and Twitter for all your eBay bargains. And that is it And we'll hand you back over to the Black and White Show.
Welcome back to the Black and White Show with Newcastle Fans TV.
Yeah, looks like I've lost Adam. I don't know where he's gone. Here he is.
Sorry,
Dropping back in. It's all right, mate. No worries. I'm just going to have a look at the NUFC hashtag quickly on Twitter. See what's going on there. Yeah, let me just...
You've learned some new tricks.
I know, mate. I know. I am actually going to keep that red bar in the middle because I don't want to change it. So apologies for that. What's being said? It says anything interesting?
You'll have to read them out. I cannot read that.
Yeah. There's not much going on there, to be honest.
It's not full of positivity, like always.
Not really. Apart from a period at the start was difficult to watch. Bruce parking the bus as usual, even against teams in the relegation zone. I don't know. Don't think I agree. Would you agree with that?
I think if we wanted to be typical
Really?
Newcastle
Yeah.
fans and be extremely negative, then yes. But in hindsight, we scored an early goal. West Brom have come out at us a bit. I do agree we are sitting a bit too deep for my liking, but I'm not going to be too negative now. We'll win it 1-0.
Fair enough. Anyway, Newcastle looking to secure for the victory is what someone said. If Newcastle win, I'll give someone £30 retweet and follow. I bet he'll be regretting that very, very shortly. That's why I said first 30 minutes. He's got an assist after 19 seconds. You danger. I'm going to come off there because it looks a bit neg. So we'll ignore that.
Typical Twitter.
Yeah. What we'll do quickly, actually, for Geordie that wanted to find myself and Adam to drop us a DM. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, lads, at Carl Newcastle. Come and follow myself over there, and we'll get Adams up as well. Or a Mags at Adam NFTV. You can tell he's got the crest on his back, so you know that's him. Drop him a follow as well. Drop us a DM on what you were talking about. Anyone else that wants to follow us over on Twitter, as well as Lee, Sam, and Johnny. You'll find us all over there as well. But yeah, if anyone wants to jump in, this is a brave one.
It's my brother. He's a dickhead, so I wouldn't.
I thought it might be with the surname then.
He can't even create his own YouTube name to try and be sly.
That's brilliant. Oh dear. Kraft is the weakest link in this team. Scared of the ball. I've never been a huge fan of him, but you know he's got to try and do a job at the end of the day. Their defense is poor, really poor. We just need a bit more at top and support from midfield. Agreed, Josh. Hope you're well, mate. Congratulations on all the stuff that you did for the foundation as well, mate.
Great work.
How far was it in the end? 150 miles or something like that?
I think he did 150 miles. Yeah, over his. I think it was his own time, but he was doing a lot. I was talking to him on Facebook, and at the time he was doing a lot of walking. For a great cause. He's a good lad, Josh. So yeah, great. Well done on that.
Yeah, definitely. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure you go and check out what Josh has done. Because as Adam's just said there, he's especially in light of everything that's gone on recently as well. Josh has been through similar things himself. He won't mind me saying that, and he's always helping the foundation and pushing things. So definitely go and check his stuff out. We should have been at least 2-0 up at half time. Yeah, I think we've had chances too. Joe Linton's had that chance, but we're not going to berate him for taking it and not giving the ball. Take it, Manquillo and Fernandez are two of their team with COVID. Looking back at this back line, I think so, mate. Yeah, I would have thought so.
Yeah.
I would have thought so. 150 miles over lockdown, lads. Yeah, brilliant, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Does anyone miss Money Mike Ashley on Twitter? Yes, I do personally.
He keeps coming back and then nicking off.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's some of the stuff was so scarily on point, but you know, if you try and be realistic about it, he's just very good at reading situations. But it was fucking hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Novo Castrian, that is a fantastic demonym. I must say, Gaston Martin Tribodi. I do pride myself on, I think, being quite intelligent, but I've no idea what you're talking about, mate. So please break that down for me. Cheers, man.
We're not
Salute.
getting hacked again, are we?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, cheers, man. Salute from Argentina. Good to have you in here, mate. I can see on that. Don't watch my quiz on Last Fans TV. I was pronouncing yeah, a previous Newcastle manager from Argentina. I was pronouncing his name very badly. So I can see Kraft becoming a James Perch figure in the future. Still got hope he'll do a decent job. You know, Ed, it would be brilliant if he could, especially we paid next to nothing for him as well. So you want to see people succeed. I just think he's out of his depth in the Premier League. I really do.
There's Charlie Austin coming on for West Brom. Good player, Charlie Austin.
Yeah, he's always a worry. Is anyone watching the Joshua Pulev fight tonight, by the way, just out of interest?
I'll not be watching it live.
No.
But I expect him to stoppage 7-8 round.
Camera call is fuzzy. Has it gone fuzzy, has it?
I a bit, mate. I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or what. I don't know. It's mine.
Yeah, it's not been good, to be fair. I'm just going to drop out and come straight back in.
Cheers, Mickey. I'll get wrong for not telling them. Second half about to start again. Kieran Gibbs on as well. I've made a couple of changes. That's better. And I say they've made a couple of changes. Kieran Gibbs on as well. And Charlie Austin. So they're going for a second half.
Fair enough. Yeah, appreciate that, Mickey. Hope it's looking better now, mate. I keep having this issue. Yeah, Virgin's not been very good for me for some reason. Thanks, man. Great work. Appreciate that, mate. Pulev to win. I'm not going to get into a boxing debate on here because I'll probably get a lot of hate. But yeah.
Go on. Who do you think's going to win?
It's not that I don't like Anthony Joshua, mate. I've never. I think this is because I've always liked Dillian White. So
yeah, I only want Joshua to win, so Fury can beat him next year. I think if he loses tonight, it's a big loss for him, given how he performed against Ruiz.
Yeah.
In the first fight, and I want Fury to beat him. So it's the only reason I want to see Joshua win.
Definitely talk because everyone loves boxing. So maybe on the NFTV Extra in the future, might do a boxing watch along or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I've stayed up many hours to watch some of the big ones.
Yeah.
Just the last few years, I've fallen out of love with it a bit. Yeah, it's not the sport it used to be.
It's not, mate. It's not. Klitschko was one of my favourite boxers in the heavyweight division, and I was lucky enough to be at the Joshua Klitschko fight, and I was gutted that he lost. But you know, Joshua's done well to come back and get that done. All credit to him, regardless of Klitschko's age. But we do know if Klitschko's in his prime, I don't think it would have gone the same way.
I wouldn't have touched him.
Need a proper right back, man. Kraft and Yedlin just not cutting it now, unfortunately. You're right, Lewis. You're right, mate. Spot on.
You got any ideas who, Lewis? Like we discussed this again on first night on one of the shows. Who would you have at right back? Tavernier's been mentioned, but it's probably going to be more European interest in him than him coming to us. So any ideas on any right backs to get in? Because it's a tough position to fill.
Definitely. Camera better now. You don't look like a reptilian anymore. Hopefully, it wasn't doing it that long. Like I've got some decent equipment, but it just doesn't come across very well because my internet connection's crap.
Yeah, so. I've just had to change mine. Like mine's terrible.
Where is Jethro Williams now? He's back at his previous club, mate, I believe. Someone was talking about in one of the chats that we had on the Black and White show on Thursday that it's all going to be dependent on Brexit, apparently. You know, there's going to be a point system for working in this country. So, yeah, that could have an effect on professional football as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to limit how many overseas players you can buy now going forward, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
And you've got to use players out your academy, which has its benefits, but there's not many great players coming through Newcastle's academy for our benefit.
No, definitely not. Need 1 to 2 midfielders that don't have one leg, a right back, and a quality centre back. Fair point, Seth. Fair point. If you can hear my dog growling in the background, I do apologise. She's a big girl, so yeah. Hi lads, if you were to sign 3 players and sell 3 players, what would you do? Please keeping it realistic, okay? Selling, I would get rid of Shah, unfortunately. I would sell Shah, Yedlin. Yeah, Yedlin's got to go now. And I would say Dwight Gale, but I don't think we're going to get any money for him anymore. So I'd probably say, I'm trying to think if there's anyone we would get money for right now. Yeah, I'd say, you know what? If we're not going to utilise Matty Longstaff and we're not going to loan him out, I'd sell him. And I don't want to sell him. I want him to stay at the club, but if he's not going to be used, there's no point in him being there, unfortunately. And then to bring in, realistically, I have no idea.
It's a tough one because we know we're only going to get loan deals. Realistically, is the ask. For me, going out, Yedlin, Shah, and Atsu. Don't forget Atsu's still on the books.
Yeah.
We're still paying him decent wages to do absolutely nothing. To buy, I'd go Tavernier. I do think we need a right back, and I don't think. Oh, Lewis, man! 1-1.
That's just poor.
Jamal Lewis, that was shocking. You can see what's coming.
Oh.
Jamal Lewis just absolutely ball watching there. And that goal's been coming. That goal has been coming. You can see as the ball's... I shout Lewis before the fucking ball drops.
This is what the worry that we've had with him from the start, isn't it?
That is absolutely shocking from Jamal Lewis. And he must know. It's poor from Kraft as well, mind. Kraft's terrible there. That's suicide by Lewis. And it's terrible. Terrible defending. Yeah, it's a great finish by Furlong, but that is amateurish defending. And again, because West Brom have been on the front foot for the last 25 minutes by half time, now we're on the back foot.
Yeah.
So frustrating. Oh, it's a foul. How?
I
forgot who I'd sign.
Tavernier.
Left back now.
Yeah, left back now.
They said it's difficult realistic because it's only loans realistically. So there's a centre half at Man U, although I don't like loaning Man U players. Can't see his name, begins with T.
Alex Tuanzebe, yeah. He wouldn't be a bad signing.
I don't think he'd be a bad signing. Yeah, I think someone like Charlie Austin. I've wanted to sign Austin for years. I don't think he'd do a bad job, but he's probably not. We wouldn't get him.
Yeah.
That was a terrible goal to concede. That was fucking shocking.
I mean, realistically, if we were to I don't think he would come. But a Rondon-esque player, not specific. Not I'd love him back, but I don't think it would happen. But someone that plays like him,
What's Jamal Lewis doing there? Like, literally, what is he doing there? That is some of the worst defending I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've said it from the start, though, haven't we, mate? When we first signed him, we were always happy with him going forward. You can just see he's a bit suspect, but he's not even being run at there, is he? It's just poor.
No, he's just stood there. And it's that Furlong who got in his head the first half with the challenge. He just shite
that. Who was it in the chat, by the way, that made the joke about Furlong lasting the distance? It's your fault. It's your fault.
But we look on the back foot. We look on the back foot now. West Brom look the better team.
I like the mention of Thursday's show of Max Aarons. Agree that Tavernier is maybe just a bit too old. I've always liked the look of Denzel Dumfries from PSV. Yeah, mate, he's a very good player as well. Very good player. Damn it. We're sitting back so far back against West Brom. Yes, we are. Lewis fast asleep, absolutely. I just knew this sitting back would come back to bite us in the arse.
Yeah.
Richie not happy with Lewis, rightly so. And this is why we need people like Richie on the pitch to start holding people accountable. Could see it coming before half time, man sitting back with no position. He has all the time in the world. He just stands there. Yeah, honestly think we need a new left back badly. He's going to get it in the neck tonight, bless him. Lewis just isn't it, like I've said it from day one. Paul, I've said
to be fair, we said at half. Sorry, we said at half time. All the joy West Brom were having was coming from the right hand side from Lewis because he wasn't getting tight enough. And that's got to be offside. No. Yeah, and that was shocking defending, inexcusable defending that.
Yeah.
By Kraft as well. Kraft got done too easily and didn't stop the cross. Shite. No, I mean, we were saying first 10 minutes we're not used to this positivity. We're back to it now. We're back to our usual feelings.
Yeah, you can see the conversations flowing now because we know what to talk about.
It's not good enough though, Carl. It's not.
No.
You score 44 seconds into a game and you should be fucking bossing the game. And from 25 minutes plus, West Brom have been on top.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I've tried to come away from that hashtag on Twitter because it was negative. But on the face of it, it's absolute. Everyone's bang on. It's not good enough at all. Geordie, you were the man responsible for Furlong scoring. Fair enough. Thanks for owning up. I've never rated Lewis below average. I think it's easy for people to say that, and I understand. I've always said from day one that I wasn't overly confident with him defensively. However, I do like him going forward. I really do, and I want him to do well. So yeah, he's not helped his cause tonight, but we'll see how he reacts. Get Gale on. Lewis is dead. Get Williams in now. Swap Lewis and swap Puis. Are you having was that banter, Stephen, or are you struggling with typing it out, mate?
Damn spell check.
Has Wilson done anything in this game? I mean, he can only do work with what he's given. Here he is with self-destruct as you left to score an early goal. Yeah, we should be capitalising more. And early on, we should be 100%. Richie to left back and Jacob Murphy on. That probably wouldn't be a bad switch up, Lewis.
Yeah, I just think there's no one standing out. Like after we got the early goal, great goal, and then just there's no one. Shelby's just walking around the pitch again.
Yeah,
just back to the old. There's 25 minutes. I thought we controlled the game. I thought we said these don't look dangerous, and then all of a sudden. We're just dog shit again.
I know, mate.
And come back down to one man.
Lewis would be a useful backup left back. I don't want him to be a backup though, Pedro. I know what you're saying. I don't want him to be that. I want him to develop his game, especially for the money we've paid for him. Guilty, can't get away from it, mind. He was quick over a Furlong. Geordie, stop it, mate. He's going to score again. So Sam will be gutted that he's not seen these. He'll love these comments.
Oh, right up Sam Street this.
Absolutely. We'll get that screenshotted and I'll tag Sam in that on Twitter, mate.
Come on, Lewis, I will redeem yourself.
Yeah, what change would you want to see now, mate? That?
Lewis's head's gone. Lewis's head must have gone. Like, what the fuck? How can you professional football across the fucking football? For Bruce not to even have Dwight Gill warming up there just shows you his fucking. Bruce will take a 1-1 draw now.
This is the problem, isn't it? It's like you go 1-0 up, and he's like, yeah, I've got a bit of breathing space now. If we concede, it's not all that bad. I'll take a point all day long. Yes, mate, but it's never going to happen. So don't ask us who we want in, please.
We haven't had that. We usually have that about 40 times by now.
Yeah, I think everyone's got the gist. King Callum to rescue again.
this is where you need a tactically astute manager or someone who's willing to change your game when you score so early as we did. You need to know how to kill the game off or to control the game, and Bruce doesn't. So he doesn't know how to do that. He also doesn't know how to change a game. It'll still be 10, 15 minutes before we make a change. We say it every week. Every week. Jolinton, what you doing, man? Fucking Jolinton. Fucking dicking around.
This is all too familiar.
These are one over here. Lewis is missing. If he played him in there, he was 1-on-1. Charlie Austin, greedy cunt.
Lewis with a crap cross, yeah. Newcastle have had 1 minute of glory in 55 minutes. Not good football, lads. No, I don't disagree.
That's me dad on and all. But
Yeah,
now all the family's behind us tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's nice Adam having his family. I don't know where mine are tonight. But no, he's right, though, isn't he? He's absolutely right. What does Lewis actually offer, though? He can barely cross it. Well, this is it, mate. I've just said about him doing well when he's going forward. If he's not doing that as well, he's having a bad game. He's having a very bad game.
And this is why not a lot of players can hack playing for Newcastle, because when you do make a mistake, it does get magnified because the fans care so much. And, you know, that mistake was inexcusable. He's literally ball watching, which, you know, kids' football, you don't ball watch like that.
No.
It was a shocking mistake. Shocking. But, you know, we've still got half an hour to get out of it. But
yeah, hopefully that does happen. There's a reason why Liverpool didn't go in for him, and maybe this is why. Maybe, Stephen, I think, you know, we've got to have a look at our recruitment sometimes, definitely. Gale to get the winner in the last 5 minutes. Let's see if that works as a prediction. Better, Jordan. It's definitely, I could see that happening. At least with Williams, we had an attacking option, even if he couldn't defend. I don't disagree with that. I love Jetro Williams. It's just he's not here at the moment, is he? Honestly, can wait for Dummett to return. Like we spoke about this on the Black and White show. Is Dummett going to get any more game time? And I think Adam said it previously as well, and I think a few others have, that we do miss someone like Dummett. He's consistent, isn't he? We do miss him, definitely. I think so, anyway.
Go on, Callum Howard. Go on. Fucking help him, man. He's got anyone up with him. He's fucking he must get so frustrated in this team. He's got no one around him.
Don't really understand the Lewis's going forward argument. Most of his passes are backwards or sideways, and his crossing is shocking. I've been keeping track of how many forward passes he makes, and it's 3. Football, that's fine, but if you go back to when we first signed him, I was calling him out left, right, and centre, and Newcastle fans that were on the chat didn't agree with me and were berating me. And it's continued in that progress, and I've tried to look for positives in him. That's all it's come from. And
I don't think this game's the best example of his forward play.
No, I don't either.
Maybe that's what the lad means. He has been a lot better in the past going forward. This game's not the best example of that.
Seth Blacklock, Joe Linton is back as well. Yes, mate. I was just saying, wasn't I? It's we're back to normality. Wish we got money for Sean Longstaff while we could. Another thing we were talking about in the week as well, Lewis. I think we'd all agree if Man United were to come in with 50 million, we'd snap their hands off. Mike Ashley wouldn't have invested that money anyway. What's your point? I'm not sure. Oh, I think you replying to Lewis. Fair enough. I won't get involved in that. Our fullbacks are killing me right now. They'll get half a chance at a crossing it into Rosette. 100%, mate.
Yeah, our fullbacks are poor. Fullbacks are poor today.
Steve, it's like Adam's just said, you know, and I've said we've gone 1-0 up. Bruce has got breathing space. He'll take a draw now, and he's got coronavirus to blame. So it's a win-win for him, unfortunately.
I honestly think West Brom look more dangerous than us on the ball. I mean, they're in here again. By Kraft's all over the place. I'd get Kraft on. Honestly, I don't know. I'd bring Jacob Murphy on right back. Kraft looks all over the place. Yeah, we look all over the place. We look like we just look in bits.
My Christmas wish is to get Bruce out of Newcastle. This guy relies on looking. You're absolutely correct, mate. Absolutely correct. Is Bruce just going to sit there and watch this? Paul, fuck knows, mate. Yes, I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he is.
He usually doesn't make a change till 75 minutes. So And I think Kraft looks like he needs to come off. I'd take Jolinton off. I'd put Carroll or Gale on. And I might be unpopular, but I don't think Shelby's having a great game.
No, I think a few people have said he's not done anything, haven't they? To be fair,
I'm not sure who would be to come on. I certainly wouldn't bring Hendrick on, but Matty's on. Is Matty on the bench? I think he is. Give Matty a run. I don't know. Might try Matty and Sean together.
Yeah. What was it? Jeez, Wilson is all up front. He's all alone up front. Even in encounters, there is no one supporting him. I know, mate. It's ridiculous. Just like, I don't want to be negative, but it's getting to the point now where you can't help but not be. We've beaten Crystal Palace, and then Palace have gone and stuck 5 past these. 5.
We're making West Brom look like world beaters at times. They're passing the ball around probably better than they have all season. It's so frustrating. I said we said the first 25 minutes we're not used to being positive, and this is why, because we just go back into this little bubble of not playing football and not attacking. And bar the Jolinton chance in the first half where he turned the defender, hit the keeper, we've had more chances.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree with you. He's not consistent. Yeah, he needs to develop, but part of this, that is being dropped. I agree with you on that, mate, 100%. I'm not against him being dropped to give him a kick up the arse. We need someone in to push him, 100%. We need Matty Longstaff. Absolutely, Loza. What's gone on with that situation is farcical. He's definitely the type of player you want in this game. He's dynamic. He'll get forward. He's got grit about him. Like we haven't got any of that at the moment. I've said this time and time again about John Joe Shelby, and I love him as a footballer. And yes, he does coast, and he's lazy, but you know, as a footballer, he is a very good footballer. But he's not without Isaac Hayden in the middle. Like Isaac Hayden complements John Joe's game so much, and I feel like he's lost without a player like Isaac. So with him sitting at centre half, he's had a good game, but John Joe can't excel without Isaac Hayden next to him, in my opinion, because he gets found out like this. Bring Matty on, give our midfield, which again, by the way, just shows how underrated Isaac Hayden is. Bring Matty on, give our midfield some energy, and take Big Joe off. Bring Gale on the next 5 minutes. We are desperate. I think that would be a perfect.
We're all over the place.
Joe Linton does one thing wrong this game, and everyone back to slating him. No, Stephen, absolutely not. It's just banter. Just banter. I don't think he's had the worst game at all. He's done some positive stuff.
When I said I'd take him off, it's not slating him. It's just I think we need some fresh ideas up top. Or you can take Wilson off if you prefer, which I wouldn't. But again, it comes back to tactics for me. We'll discuss it probably at the end of the game when we see the final result. But the tactics aren't good enough when we see it. I'm sick of seeing it. Absolutely sick of seeing it. It's just that get Kraft off that fucking pitch now. My dad could do a better job than him, and he's fucking.
I've said it time and time again. That Arsenal game, I think that was his first game. He was fucking woeful. I just didn't want to see him in the shirt again. No, it was just that was it, mate. That's exactly it. Like I don't care anything else that he does. His positioning is terrible.
Ooh,
absolutely
great defender by Hayden. Isaac Hayden saved us there. That could have been in.
West Brom knew it wasn't working, made to change that whole time. Sign of a manager that knows what he's doing. 100%, Paul. 100%. That is the difference, mate. Matty, and you just think West Brom are calling for Bilic's head. We'd love to have him at Newcastle. Fucking love it. Matty for Sean, Murphy for Kraft. Should have been made already. 100%. Whereas Miggy, he has the pace to give Wilson an option on the counter. I don't know. Probably stayed in the dressing room. I've always thought playing Almer and Central behind Wilson would suit better. Yeah, I think he would be a good 10 role, but then you've got to factor in. Are you going to be able to play Joe Linton, Wilson, Almer on, Fraser when he's back, Maximin, all in the same team? But I do agree with you, mate. But then we've got Longstaff, who's probably better in the 10 role as well. Hayden and Joe have been our better players this match. Absolutely. Richie to left back, put Joe left midfield with Gale and Wilson up top. Joe Linton, he does do well on the left.
Thing is with these, like everyone's right. I don't agree with anyone's changing formation or changing personnel. But Steve Bruce he doesn't change anything until 75, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
We're not making, like, as you said, Bilic made 2 changes at half time. And to be fair, the last 20 minutes of the first half, they were a better team. And they've worked because Austin's making problems. They've got that extra person around the back four now, and it's working. Yeah, we're just sat there with our fingers up our arse. There's Dwight Gale coming on now for who's number 15?
15.
15 is Lewis.
Jamal Lewis.
So I'd assume Matt Ritchie going into left back. I'd assume Joelinton's going
On the
left
left.
midfield.
Yeah.
And then Gale up top. So positive, I assume,
Richie is our only world player that can actually whip a decent cross in. Agreed. It's 1-1. Why do I feel like we are losing? Because we shouldn't be fucking drawing, mate, to be honest. We should have put this game to bed. We like everyone's said, we've sat back after scoring again. Conor Gallagher is the best player on the pitch by a mile.
Oh, it's a bad challenge, though.
We said we were going to be worried about him, to be fair, didn't we, Sam? Gale coming on, yeah. After the last few games ASM has had, he doesn't deserve to be put right back into the team. Another Ben Arthur. We all agree with you on that, mate, I think.
Yeah.
Wilson looks frustrated out there, lack of support when he's on the board today. 100%, mate, 100%. Gale on for Lewis. Prediction, here we go. Yes, I've just clocked on what you were talking about there. Hopefully, mate, hopefully. About time Lewis is looking to be starting. I strongly believe the lads themselves feel like they're alone out there. Don't believe they feel Bruce has their back. I think, yeah, I do agree with you. Like everyone says, and everyone's always said that he's clearly a fantastic man manager, and I think that overshadows what's going on the pitch sometimes. Done exactly what I've just said. Yeah, I was just going to say that, Stephen. I know someone was speaking about it in the chat.
To Bruce, credit to him. It's a positive change. Kraft or Lewis had to come off, and it's good to see Dwight Gale on. So, credit where it's due.
Yeah, definitely. Always seems like Bruce is covering his arse rather than looking out for the lads. It certainly feels that way now. He's starting to bite back in the media as well. It's all about him, isn't it? He doesn't like being criticised.
No, he's a tosser.
There you have it. He is a tosser.
I just don't know. I just don't like his press conference. I can't even watch his press conferences. To be fair, I just wait for Sam to put his quotes out and steal them off Sam because I can't watch them anymore.
As you, mate, with that. I don't remember the last time I watched one.
I think I've got a postman at the door yet.
Bruce's post-match interview will be even more delusional and irritating if we lose. The problem is, mate, like we said, he's got coronavirus to contend with now. He's hoping that we'll go 1-0 up. He can sit back then. If we do concede, it's a draw. It's not the end of the world in his eyes because we're just getting results and we don't have the personnel to play fucking professional football positions. And then he's got coronavirus to contend with as well. It's all bollocks. I'm sick of his shit. Forgive my language. Just need to bring that on. I agree, Stephen. Like, I'm so frustrated that he's not getting game time. This is the perfect game for him as well. One's just been cleared off the line as well.
What for us?
Yeah, Dwight Gale.
I missed that.
I know, Jordy, it was nearly there, mate. Bruce needs to get them in line at half-time and put the game to bed, but ultimately it was Jamal that conceded the goal, not Bruce. No, I agree. I agree with that 100%, but we, as everyone said, we shouldn't be sitting back and allowing that to happen.
When you're 1-0 up against, with no disrespect, someone who's considered poor opposition, you need to control the ball better. You need to be better in possession. You need to be closing down better, and we've not done any of that. Our 2 fullbacks haven't been able to cross the ball. There's Crafty. Again, yeah, it's not so much targeting Bruce. He does it himself. His tactics are shocking. It's I can guarantee you if Solskjaer loses his job in the next couple of weeks, which it's possible. There's no Man U fan going to be screaming for Steve Bruce to have the job.
No, definitely not. That would be nice. Oh.
It does just feel like a couple of people have put in the comments, like, it does feel if we're going to go on to win the game, it'll be a lucky goal or someone lucky. Like it's he always gets it. Like I said, the Palace game, it was brilliant to win, but that could have been 2-0 to Palace.
Yeah, no, you were spot on, mate.
It was one of them games. It wasn't like we outplayed them. It was just a bit of class from Callum Wilson. Come on. Go on. Oh, drop it. Oh, fucking offside again.
Love a bit of Bruce Ball. Paul, stick to your Aston Villa, will you? We don't want you in this chat, chap. No offence. You're welcome when we play you, boys. But while you're here, do you feel like you deserved the win today, mate? I felt like West Brom let you off in the sense they should have took their chances.
Wolves.
Yeah. These are games we should be killing off to grab that top 10 spot in the league. We should be beating West Brom. Like we said, we did beat Palace. It could have gone the other way. But then Palace are going to put 5 past these. And are Palace 5 goals better than we are against West Brom? No fucking way. No way.
I mean, West Brom had 10 men for a lot of the game as well. But West Brom had no heart in that game. They've got a lot more heart in this. And we're not matching them for me. I just think we're just missing that bit.
Gale's more in 5 minutes than Joelinton all game. He tries hard, but just not happening. They're different players. I do want to try and defend Joelinton because I think he's done well over the past few weeks. And I don't think he's had a bad game today, to be honest. Why can't our fullback beat the first man? I don't know, mate. They're all on ridiculous money. We had a chat about this the other week.
Kraft's over this.
I'm not a professional footballer, but they play on carpets. I'd back myself 5 or 6 times out of 10 to be able to beat the first man from a corner.
Yeah, just cross the ball.
Love Gale, but it's hard to deny that he's a brilliant championship player rather than a solid Prem player. Fair point, Lewis. Clubs like Burnley, Sheffield United.
There's a lot of fucking bitching going on the pitch, You can see there. Ball comes in and I think it's Gallagher fluffs it. It's shit, but Shelby's on someone's back, Longstaff's on someone's back. It's not good. Like I said before the game, Shelby needs a big game. He's not like
absolutely. Clubs like Burnley, Sheffield United, Brighton, and West Brom, etc. Yeah, we should be looking to get results. Yeah, mate, we'll have you on the channel for the Villa game. Don't you worry. At half time and after, dependent on the result. One clear chance for Gale or Wilson. They're normally clinical. Agreed. I think we deserved it. Few dubious decisions, but we controlled the game for the most part. I didn't see that. Genuinely, first half, Wolves had far more chances, but fair enough. Fair enough.
It wasn't Paula who hid the fucking vegetable off Steve Bruce's head, was it?
No, definitely not. Newcastle is making me lose money. Don't bet on Newcastle. I hope you're not betting on us to win. Martinez paying off as well. Yes, mate. That's what I mean. I felt like he kept you in the game, personally. That's what I'm not sure why people felt you controlled the game, but it is what it is. I thought he kept you in it. What bores me is that the amount of points we have picked up is decent, and that'll be enough for Ashley and won't sack Brett. This is the thing, and it's easy for people, the pundits outside that aren't Newcastle fans, to look at it and think we should be happy. What, we should be happy with this? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I just don't know many teams who go up so early and then just back off. If West Brom are getting back in the game through just being absolutely outstanding and great, it's not. It's because we're shit. It's because we sit back and we let them. I've said before, if you sit back for 80 minutes of a game, you're going to concede goals.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. There's usually only 10 minutes we attack teams in games. I mean, they're showing the replay of our goal, and you think after that we said, fuck me, we could have 2 or 3, 4 or 5. There's not.
No, definitely. It's just so fucking annoying. I'm sick of it.
It's not just Lewis. Lewis, it was his fault. He's a footballer. He'll come back. We'll still get behind him, but it comes down to how you set the team up. And there must be someone in that Newcastle team, whether it's the manager, the coaches, who say when you go 1-0 up, I need you to drop behind the ball. There must be someone saying that, because that's what we do, and that's what we've done today. Do you not think sometimes, Carl, do you maybe think we scored too early today because Bruce didn't know what to do?
Well, yeah, mate, 22 seconds in, and he's going to be thinking, fuck.
Yeah, fuck, now what do I do? Because his instructions were probably right. If we get a goal after 30 or 40 minutes, we can keep it tight, or we can, after 60 minutes, we keep it tight, we win, and I'll be happy. When you score after 40 seconds, you've still got the full game ahead of you. So what does he do? And I think that's what his problem's been.
100%. It's almost like, just taking it back to boxing, like there's been a dodgy bet on a boxing match, and someone's meant to take a fall, and he just pulls out this overhand right from nowhere, drops the geezer, and he's like, fuck. I fucked it. That's Steve Bruce for me today.
Go on, Wilson.
You get to suffer Bruce now. Absolutely, mate.
Go on, Mickey. Oh.
Southampton and now West Brom. It's terrible, isn't it? Look, credit, like Brighton, we did get outclassed by them, but Lamptey was on fire that day. We were shite. Southampton game was terrible, and today hasn't been fantastic. Has Matty been caught slagging Bruce off in the WhatsApp group? Why hasn't he put him on? It's a joke, mate. I'm absolutely sick of it. I just can't believe he's not getting a sniff. I've got Newcastle to win. Both teams to score. I wouldn't have done it, mate. Well, no, actually, yeah. This is it, though. You'd expect us to beat West Brom, wouldn't you? But this is what happens. This is realistic.
There's Kraft on for Murphy. Kraft off for Murphy. I said that 20 minutes ago when Kraft couldn't pass a ball. So I don't know if Murphy's come on full back.
Captain Wilson in my FPL. I'm currently in a pool of tears with the service he's getting. Yeah, I feel for him, mate, but I wouldn't have put him as captain. Definitely have him in the squad, but not as captain.
Well, you would have today. You look at West Brom, Newcastle. I'll put Wilson as captain today because he might get 2. But nah, typical fucking us. They've just took Gallagher off there, West Brom, which I'm quite relieved. I think he's had a good game, Gallagher. His shooting's been shite, but
that's a fair point as well from Seth. Like they're missing 2 of their better players. They would have got ruined today.
I mean, there's a change, right? I said it. He's brought Murphy on for Kraft, and it's just a straight right back for right back. It's I don't know.
So funny hearing you talk about the Bruce tactics. Literally the exact same things we were saying when he was with us. He's got one style and no flexibility. We know that, Paul, and it was the same at Hull. It was the same at Sheffield Wednesday. It was the same at Sunderland. But he still gets defended by what's it?
Fucking go the ball.
Mainstream media pundits, and it's irritating. People that don't actually watch the game.
What I will say about Paul and Steve Bruce is you don't actually realise how bad it is until he's in charge of your club.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Villa fans hounded him out the club, or they were hounding him. I remember saying, "Wait, what's the issue?" I'm sure we had them in the playoffs or roundabouts there. And I remember saying, "Fucking hell, what are Villa fans twisting on about?" And he comes to your club and you go, fucking get it now.
Yeah.
I understand why fucking Morrison sold out of fucking vegetables. You know what I mean? Like, what a ball! Yes! Yes! Fucking 25! Get in! Who crossed that fucking ball? Oh!
Get in!
20 boy! Was that Jacob Murphy? Was that Jacob Murphy who crossed that?
Where's Geordie? Where's Geordie Sancaster? Get on here, son. Get in the chat. Get in the video. We want you on.
Is that Jacob Murphy? I've said, get a fucking Jacob Murphy and cross the ball. What a fucking cross.
Geordie
get in, Dwight Gale.
If you're in the
fucking
chat, get on here.
Fucking
get in, lad. You said it. Right, mate.
Do you know what the worst thing is, Carl? No, Carl, we're going to have to praise Steve Bruce for his changes because the 2 of them just combined. Get in.
That furlong joke you pulled earlier, mate. It's all forgiven. Oh,
Paul, get in.
Appreciate that, lad. Appreciate it. Fucking hell. Oh dear. I'd take McGinn.
I tell you, what a fucking header that was. What a fucking header and cross.
Well, this is Paul, with regards to that. Like some of his recruitment's all right. I mean, we've got Callum Wilson, great buy. Fuck me.
What a header! That was Shearer-esque. That was Alan Shearer-esque.
Oh. Geordie, I hope you put a bet on that, mate. You've got to be quids in, surely.
What a fucking header. But someone mentioned in the comments our fullback's been unable to cross. Kraft couldn't cross the ball. Every time Kraft's trying to cross, he's put Murphy on there, which again we said 20 minutes ago, put him on. What a fucking cross that is, mind. That is brilliant combination.
Yeah, it is. Big Bradshaw, let's not get carried away there, pal. Seth, I think it might have been Seth that was bashing the crosses, which is fine. I'm convinced Bruce is a demigod. The gods see people are losing faith and make something happen to save it. You're probably right, mate. It's all the only way that can explain it. Furlong is running out of steam. Gale is the man. Stop it with the puns. Get in. I might call that. We could title one of the videos this, I reckon. That would be class.
Fucking class. Get in.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it now, mate? We've got a result. It seems. Yes. Now we're going to
Carl Baldock just clattered Charlie Austin.
This game will end a draw. You never know, mate. You never know. Murphy's calling in life is a fullback. Yes, he is, mate. He is. He's been brilliant, hasn't he, when he's been there? It's hilarious how Gale's CR7 in the Championship and Andy Carroll in the Prem.
now he's bringing fucking Yedlin on ahead of, like, Yedlin's coming on, who's clearly away.
Strange.
Charlie Austin's just been clattered by Darlow, like.
Yeah, he's such an odd manager. He gets us to play a final, but it never felt like he was doing anything. He's unexplainable. He is, isn't he? He is. He's so protected by everyone when it comes to respect, which is fine, but like he just doesn't hold himself accountable. But it is what it is.
What a ball by Jacob Murphy that is.
Why are you delayed too much? I don't think we are, Lewis. I don't think we are, mate. We're watching it on Sky Sports.
Fucking get in.
Is my camera still okay, by the way, mate?
A bit fuzzy, but it's better than it was before. There's Almiron off for Yedlin. So I assume now he's pushing Murphy up and putting Yedlin right back. But I don't know why. That's what it looks like.
Bruce's big brain, right back, switch that game to a team a second line. By the way, lads, great stream. I'm in America and all they care about is the Manchester derby. It's great to share this match with you lot. Appreciate that, mate. Massively. Yeah, we've got started to get a little US community in this, so it's really, really good. You're welcome anytime. And like we said, Jay in Atlanta, he comes on every now and then. If you want to come into the videos at some point, mate, you're more than welcome. Yeah, definitely. Really appreciate you being here. Great crack, lads. I still think Wilson will score yet. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
I could do with him scoring fucking neck just now to fucking settle us down. Oh, fucking hell, man. I think. Do you think that's an odd change putting Yedlin on? I think that's a bit of an odd change, like. Yedlin for Almiron, or?
Yeah.
I think that's an odd one, that like.
He's just going to try and protect that lead, isn't he? But it just worries me.
Is Yedlin the best to protect it? I'd rather have Jacob Murphy on the right. Yeah. Almiron help now.
Imagine the atmosphere in St James's Park if there was 50k in there right now. I know, especially last week as well, mate.
Fucking dirty cunt.
Yank here too. There is only Stomy United. Well, good to have you here, mate. Very good to have you here, Generation. I hope you you drop in more often. If you boys haven't, please subscribe to the channel as well and drop a like. Wilson is like Genie score most of his goal away from home. Is that okay? Interesting. That's an interesting stat. What are your hopes for Newcastle this season? What's the expectation? Honestly, Paul, like to finish realistic. I just don't want to finish any lower than we did last season. But I'd like mid-table at least. Oh no, so I'd like mid-table. I don't think we've got enough about us to push on any further than that right now. Would you agree, Adam?
Yeah, I'd love for us to finish where you don't have to scroll down the Premier League table, to find us. Yeah. I'd like to just finish 10th Well, I'd love to finish Europa League, but I don't think we will. But no, I'd like a top 10. I think we're more capable of. Between 10th and 13th, I think we'll finish.
We spoke about this briefly on Thursday on the Black and White show, Lewis. I personally don't know enough about Cosgrove to give any sort of indication as to whether he'd be a good signing or not. And I think, Adam, you were the same, weren't you, mate? We don't know much about him. So, Lewis, by all means, mate, give us a bit of background on him. We're definitely going to have a look at him. Was Maximin playing? No, Ben. He was not in the squad today, mate.
Come on. Go on, Shelby. Oh, what you had him there. That's all our subs done now, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh, he's in. Oh.
Gale has been really good since coming on. Always loves a goal against Championship opposition. He always loves a goal against Baggies. To be fair, I completely forgot about that because he got one, and he also loves a goal against Villa, doesn't he? Because he got one for 4 Baggies against Villa, I think it was, in the playoffs.
He used to play for West Brom. Don't forget, he had that year in the Championship 2 years ago. He was their top scorer.
Yeah. As long as Villa fit on my phone screen, I'm happy. Yeah, understandable, mate.
I think Villa will be fine. Villa have got enough in the stay up as well. Certainly to stay up, if not do a bit better.
I hate to say it. I do hate saying it, but banter aside, like they're a complete transformation on what they were last year.
I do think it's a change for them because Grealish will be away in the summer. No disrespect to your mates, the Villa fans. Yeah, it's still 2-1.
Yeah,
Grealish is probably going to want to win a Premier League or play in the Champions League before his career ends. So he's not going to do that at Villa. So I do think there might be a different team when Grealish leaves.
Yeah.
Where's he getting 6 minutes from? 6 fucking minutes.
Loads of people are sceptical of the MLS, but well, you say that, mate. There's a lot of players that are starting to come from the league that are definitely decent Premier League standard. One that I've always wanted to see in the Premier League was what's his name? The lad that was playing up top with Almiron at Atlanta, Martinez, was it?
Martinez,
yeah, I'd love to see him.
I thought you were going to say Freddie Adu there.
No, do you remember him? Jesus Christ! What was he, 15 when he got his pro contract or something like that?
Well, 15. Used to sign him on for Championship Manager every year, and he used to be a fucking worldie.
Gale's being consistent, yeah, and then he got sent off and sulked. Yes, he did. That's very good, very true, mate. To be fair, plus 6 minutes. How 6 minutes? No idea. Ridiculous.
There hasn't been any stoppages really. There's been all the subs. Let's just hope we can see the 6 minutes out. Cause I know it's been a tough watch again, but I'll predict 2-1. Yeah, just see it out. Hopefully, West Brom are obviously going to go for it the next 6 minutes. So there's 5 left now. That's
it, mate. I forgot his name, but yeah, Joseph Martinez. I think he always looked a dynamic player. I think he suffered a nasty injury at some point this year or last year. How's he doing? Is he back? MLS has a high disparity in good and bad teams, though. Soccer has been rigged lately. I must admit, Bruce got his subs right. I'm gobsmacked. Yeah, he has.
I think it's easy to say because they combined to get the goal. But come on, get it out.
Talk about Grealish when I come on, but he's realistic and spoke about his ambition with the club mid-table this year and then push on next season. It's an NFTV stream though, so come on the tune. Appreciate that, mate. Yeah, but we'll have a chat when Villa come on with Newcastle. 4 to go. Know what's going to happen. No sending offs, no injuries, no idea where 6 minutes come from. Ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, you got to see it through. So 4 minutes left. I think, is it a fair result? Would you say it's a fair result?
It's a tough one now because they did start putting the pressure on us. It's a result that I wanted and we should have expected. The run, I think we've been the better team overall.
Yeah, I think West Brom will be disappointed. And again, I think it comes down to quality in players like Dwight Gale. The cross from Murphy was brilliant, but Dwight Gale, he does score goals in that 18-yard box. I mean, what a header it was. I can't wait to see it back again. But yeah, I think West Brom will be aggrieved, but from a Newcastle point of view, I couldn't give it a shite. It's a brilliant win for us. And I said we've got Leeds and Fulham coming up, which, I'm optimistic about as well.
Yeah. Joseph is trying again. Haven't really noticed Phil Hayden has had the back game. Yeah, he's been fantastic. Martinez was out for the season, also suffered because of it. Atlanta suffered because of it. He was the one that I thought would make the move, but he's enjoying his time in Atlanta. Yeah, I thought with the stuff that was going on with Almiron that we would try and get him over, but clearly that injury didn't help either. Referee wants a WBA win. Why 6 minutes? No idea. On chances, yes. On general play, not really. Fair point. Isn't this the same ref that sent Shelby and Dummett off against Forest all that time ago? Yeah, this is the first time he's ref Newcastle in something like 2 years or something like that.
No, it's not him. I'll never forget that referee. This is the first time he's refereed Newcastle in the Premier League, especially. But no, that dickhead was Steve Martin. Because I remember Twitter went mad over that.
Yeah.
Because they both got rescinded.
Oh, of course they did. It would be interesting to see a video where you make a starting 11 of players from the MLS who could do well for us, or be potential signings. You know what, mate? I'll do that. Definitely. Yeah. I think me and Adam will do that together. That'll be a good video to do. We'll probably put that over on NFTV Extra. So yeah.
The MLS has improved so much in the last few years.
Yeah. Put my hands up if we win because Stevie B got it right with the subs. Bruce got the subs right just 20 minutes later than what we would like. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, he's got it. 6 minutes is a joke. Villa Wolves was 5 and there was 2 reds and 7 yellows.
That just shows you where I don't know where they're getting 6 minutes from. Fucking madness.
My camera's just going to drop off and just going to plug my charger in. My audio's still there, don't worry. I'm still here.
Oh, fucking get out. Come on. That should be it now. Good play by Wilson again. Fucking great hold-up play. He's worth his weight in gold, Callum Wilson, to this team. Fucking brilliant. Even there, as we're defending, go down with a head injury, he knows what it's going to do. It's going to stop play. That's it. 95 minutes, 55 seconds. Blow the fucking whistle. Come on. Last kick of the game, please. That's time. Blow your whistle. Get in. Fucking get in. Oh, your audio's gone off, Carl. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Thinks I'm joking. Someone message Carl saying I can't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me now. Hopefully. Gale Force. Geordie's coming out with all of the puns. I love it, mate. Love it. Absolutely love it.
You got your volume on now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, so we come away with a win. It's a tough fought win in the end. Probably shouldn't have been as stressed about it as we have been, but it is what it is. Another good result for Newcastle. I don't know where that lands us in the league at the moment. We 10th?
I think it's up to 17 points now, so should push us up there somewhere. But yeah, again, it's, as you said, it's not the prettiest, but Bruce gets the result again. His subs were, well, his first 2 subs were spot on. They've combined for the goal. Lads will mention that in the reaction, the scoring the players, Sam and Johnny, no doubt. But yeah, great, good win.
Absolutely. Sorry, but what a cross from Murphy. It was class, mate. Absolutely class. Get in. I'm off good stream, lads. Appreciate it, Paul. See you soon, mate. Absolutely world-class cross. Above Wolves. So, yeah, my guy, Timo Werner, scoring today. Congratulations, mate. Fair play. We're live at 5:05 with Johnny, then 5:15 with the fan reaction. And congrats, Newcastle. Can't wait for Watson to bang a hattie against Yiming to carry Wilson away in his pocket. Behave yourself. Get off the stream. We'll see you soon. Yes. So we have the scoring the players with Johnny at 5:05, and then Lee will be hosting the fan reaction, I believe, at 5:15. So go and get yourselves a drink, beer, cider, vodka, whiskey, coffee, tea, whatever you need to do for the next 10 minutes. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel beforehand. Pop back, and we'll see you all shortly. Thanks again for everyone dropping in. Adam, class as always. I'll speak to you soon, mate.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.